back to the Bitter Geeks Podcast. This week, we have a lot to talk about. So obviously this past weekend, we had DC Fandome, the big DC event where they were talking about everything going on in like the DC films and some of the TV shows and stuff. But obviously, if you know us, we're going to be talking about, the fantastic trailer and everything we saw from James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Just kidding. No, just kidding. I would never do that to you guys. No, so obviously we're probably going to be
doing what?
We're just going to be doing mainly the Snyder Cut stuff and everything that happened there. We might talk about some Flash stuff and some of the other stuff from, like, maybe the Batman to a degree or whatever. But, again, mainly Snyder Cut stuff. But, yeah, so obviously if you guys have listened to this podcast or the DC Films podcast at any point in the past, these people I'm about to introduce you guys, I'm sure you'll recognize. Some of them, or one of them in particular, hasn't been on in a long time. So if you guys want to each go ahead around and introduce yourselves.
Well, I felt called out. Hi, it's Dash. I'm Lee-Ann on Twitter.
Hi, this is Outspeed. I am Alex BLM Speed on Twitter.
Hi, I'm Danielle, and I am the Bravest Heart on Twitter and a Social Justice League on Tumblr.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I'm Rebecca_MJ12 on Twitter.
Hi, I'm Jean. I'm rant on Twitter and Badjectivity on Tumblr.
Hey guys, this is Emily. I am E-Queen of Mars at Twitter.
Hi, I'm the long lost prodigal child. This is Katie.
Woo!
And I am _West Allen on Twitter and Story Advocate on Tumblr.
Yeah, so, obviously, like I said, we're going to be talking a lot of Snyder Cut stuff. So this weekend this past weekend really was just a really great time to be a DC fan. Obviously for me, like, it could have just been Snyder's panel in the trailer and I would have been fine. I know, like, some of us here may not have loved Fandome, Danielle, but, but...
Hey, I waited a long time to start talking shit.
I enjoyed it for the most part. I mean, I didn't really get to watch everything just because, like, last weekend I was busy, so I didn't get to react to or, like, talk about everything or see everything right then and there as it was happening. But overall, I was happy. Like, the Flash stuff, like, I thought was kind of cool. Like, I thought the Batman trailer was cool. I didn't get to catch that panel. I had no desire in watching the Suicide Squad panel. I saw what was there, like, after the fact, like, in the trailer and the cast announcement and stuff, and, like, I really don't care. Like, other than Harley and the returning cast, I don't care. And then, to be honest, I don't even remember what else was there. I know there's, like, some Titan stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm not good at taking notes, so I'm just going off of my memory.
A lot of Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah,
There
Wonder
was
Woman.
a Wonder Woman panel.
Like a lot of Wonder Woman, a lot of Jim Lee, and a lot of Batman.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of Batman.
Yeah, but I will say,
it's
though.
the curse of DC fans to not care about DC content. Honestly.
I will say though, as far as like the video game stuff, I don't care about the whole Suicide Squad kill the Justice League or whatever. Gotham Knights looks like a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just a Bat Family video game without Batman. I think it looks really good. It looks really fun. So I'm excited for that. I don't care about you guys.
It's a step in the right.
Phase Batman out. It's time to phase Batman out entirely.
Except for Batfleck, he's the only
That was
exception.
fun watching the comments. Everybody was like, oh, whatever, a Batman game. This is so stupid. Whatever. Holy crap, is that a Bat Family? And you guys all kind of went nuts. And I was like, this game might be worth something.
It was like 0 to 100 real quick.
Yep.
we changed tunes so quick, and also so last week there was the announcement or the breaking news that Ben Affleck is coming back, and obviously like a bunch of us weren't here.
Wild.
Absolutely goddamn yes.
So obviously a lot of our time is gonna be spent on the Snyder Cut stuff and some of the other DC Fandome stuff. So for everyone who wasn't here last week, I do want to kind of get your thoughts on Ben Affleck coming back, because that's huge.
Oh hell yeah!
So Dash, what was your reaction when it came out that he came back?
first of all, it like showed up on my timeline, and then I was like, oh god, do I have to refresh to like make sure this is real type thing? So because you never know anymore. Like there's just random announcements, but overall that is super exciting. Admittedly, I remember when Ben got cast, I wasn't like not excited, but I was just kind of like indifferent about it.
Mm-hmm.
And my fiance was just like, no, he's gonna be amazing, and I was like, okay, like I don't know why you're suddenly so enthusiastic about it, because she's like semi a DC fan anyway. But I mean, Ben really grew on me, and it was really sad to kind of see his departure from the DCEU, or what we thought was his departure, and it probably actually was. So to hear that he's coming back and that he's going to have scenes with Ezra, very, very excited. And Christina Hodson is writing that script. So I am so stoked to see how she's going to write, like, Bruce Wayne and Batman and his relationship with Barry. So I'm ready for it. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And that's, like, my whole thing, too. Like, when that all happened, like, I was like, it can't be true. This is way too good of news to be true. And then I'm reading it, and like, there's like an official statement from the director and the producer. I'm like, oh my god, this is actually happening. Like, Ben Affleck is back. Like, what timeline are we in now that we're getting the Snyder Cut and Ben Affleck is back as Batman, even if it's just for this movie? Like, this is insane. Like, who would have thought, like, 6 months ago, considering, like, you know, where we are now, like, with COVID and everything, like, and how shitty, like, the world was, and how just, like, how bleak everything seemed. Like, obviously, this is cape shit at the end of the day. So, like, its impact on the world, obviously, is, like, you know, it's entertainment. It's not, like, that meaningful. But at the same time, like, for us fans who have just been, like, barely hanging on by, like a thin thread these last few years, like, I honestly, this is, again, and I'm reiterating what I said last week, it really does feel like 2016 DCEU fandom, as far as just, like, feeling hopeful and positive. Yeah, and the energy. And that, like, obviously I would never want to go back to that time, just because obviously it led to us having to face Justice League and all that. But seriously, like, it's just, I wouldn't want Ben or Zack or anyone to have to relive any of their, you know, their bad moments or their tragedies or anything like that, you know, to get where we are. But given everything that's happened, I am happy that they are both in a better place and the fans are there to support them. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters to me, is that, like, hey, like, yes, these guys are coming back. Like, yes, Zack is coming back for the Snyder Cut. Yes, Ben Affleck's coming back as Batman, but it's their overall well-being that means more to me. So if they're in a way better place mentally, emotionally, then that is what's important to me.
Yeah, they do look to be in a far better place, and that's exciting to me. But I gotta say, beyond just him being back, I about crap myself when I read the description when they talked about it. They were like, oh, well, we thought it would be really cool because they both share, like, you know, they've lost mothers and they have a connection there, and blah, blah. And I was like, oh, are we going to get character?
Like actual writing? Oh my god.
What? You're not going to be just quip funny lines and stuff. I'm actually going to get, like, you know, discussion and talk between these two about their trauma.
It's honestly like a complete flashback. Like, it's honestly a complete flashback to, like, old fandom where, like, we actually had hope that, like, future movies would be good, and we weren't all just, like, giving up about like, when a new movie comes out, just toss a coin. Is it gonna be, like, good, or is it gonna be utter crap? Who knows? You know, but, like, now it's like we actually have hope. They have, like, good writers and, like, good actors, and the good actors are coming back because they have faith in the projects. Like, can you believe that this is real? 2020?
I know.
It bodes so well for, like, the future landscape of this, and I think that Batfleck being back is huge to the idea that the Snyderverse is going to keep going in one way or another.
Yes.
I feel like it bodes really well for Zack, too. It's a huge bargaining chip that all of these actors who he brought into the project are actually still involved. That's huge. And
I don't think Ben would have come.
I kind of wonder.
But I don't think Ben would have come back if the directors hadn't sold him on it, you know? They've been like, this is going to be so funny and stuff. He'd have been like, no, I pass, you know?
And that's the thing, like, we all...
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard sell on he was a hard sell on the Batman character in the first place, right? Like, the only reason why he agreed was because of Zack's pitch to him. You know, he ordinarily wouldn't have just taken on the character of Batman. So, like,
that
you know,
still
the
makes
fact that
me laugh, though.
back,
He's like, are you sure you want me for this job? I don't know that.
yeah, but like he's perfect for Zack's
like,
vision.
So messed up, and he's like, oh, well, I'm totally there.
Oh my god, yeah.
Well,
but
and part
like,
of me kind of
it's just
wonders,
a
like,
good sign.
did Ezra have a long phone call with Ben? Like, because I just think that, like, because Ezra is so, like, I don't know, he's got that energy, he's got that weirdo, sort of non-Hollywood, subversive energy, yeah.
It's true, yeah.
That, I mean, I almost wonder if it wasn't just a really long call with him and Ben being like, you know, it's kind of safe now. Like, can we talk about it? Can we have a conversation about it? Because I think we all kind of understand on the down low that, like, Ben was not involved in that shit for his own mental health.
Yeah.
It was the best at the time.
Yeah.
Nobody who actually cares about him, like, disagrees with that. But at this point, like, it feels like a healthy return. It feels like something that's new and interesting, and it feels like something that was, like, orchestrated specifically by the people involved. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a good sign for DC being a little more hands off too. Like, just not.
Yeah,
but also, like, have you guys seen the memes about, like, Ana de Armas and the fact that, like, she's dating Ben Affleck and all the paparazzi photos are coming back? He looks so damn fine. Like,
yeah, the fact that suddenly he started looking, you know, he wasn't round and suddenly he had muscles and stuff. It was like, what? You're coming back in a really
dyed his beard
way.
back.
So
it's like fantastic.
We're good with that.
And that's the thing, like, I know a lot of people won't be like, oh, what did Ana de Armas do to make him this happy? Like, I don't think we need to put any sort of pressure.
Probably took the bottle out of his hand, everyone. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and, like, that's the thing, like, she might have had, like, a big positive impact on him, but at the end of the day, like, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, like, she's the reason, you know, but, like...
Yeah.
Because...
I agree, I think he managed
I'm not gonna,
it
like,
on
discredit
his own,
that.
like,
no, yeah, of course. I don't think anyone
and it's not her
really
job to
bought
save
it.
him anyway, you know. So
no, yeah.
He needs to do
At the end of the day,
himself, and he looks like he's done it well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
at the end of the day, like, someone took the bottle out of his hand, whether it was Ben, whether it was Anna, it doesn't matter. It just seems like we're back in a place where it's healthy, or back in a place where we're not. I mean, I've seen the Justice League footage. Like, I don't believe he was dry. I just don't. I don't
blame him.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that's the sad thing too, is that, like, if you're already not in a good place mentally going in to those reshoots, like, I can't imagine what they actually did to him at the end of the day. Like, we know it got bad, but I have a feeling it got a lot worse than we know.
Yeah.
And I keep hitting this over and over again, but he already said this is his worst nightmare, you know? Like, he already said this about Daredevil. He said, I would never ever do this again because it was so humiliating. And it's like, what was more humiliating than being in Justice League?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, then he gets to deal with the fact that I think he really respects Zack as a director and as an artist and as a person. And so to watch him go through that family tragedy, and he himself has children, and it's not fun for anybody, even without children, to watch, you know, but it's a really horrific thing to deal with. And then to watch his vision just get dismantled and screwed over is hard enough. And then you throw in the abusive atmosphere and the difficulty of doing that. I agree.
And watching this project that you
know, and I don't blame him.
Like,
I'd have been right there next to it. So continue.
Yeah, like, can you imagine, like, all that stuff happening, and then, like, you're watching this project that you've, like, pinned your reputation and you've just decided to take a leap on this project and join this Justice League project, and you see it just get smashed to smithereens. Like, that's kind of just depressing all around. Man, 2017 was not a great time.
It was not.
Just not.
Like, the only good thing, like, for DC fans that came out that year was the first Justice League trailer, and, like, I know a lot of people. Okay, and here's the thing. A lot of people love Wonder Woman. here's the thing. A lot of people love Wonder Woman. I don't think Wonder Woman is a bad film, but and I still have enjoyment watching it. I still think it's good. But honestly, it's a film that for whatever reason it just isn't aging well with me. So I'm just caring about it less and less as the days go on.
Can I make a horrible confession? It's gonna get me cancelled.
You don't like Wonder Woman?
Please do.
I kind of am really over Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Like, oh god, yeah, because no, okay. The thing is, like,
Okay,
I
who's
think
giggling?
no,
Is that you, Danielle?
like both, because like I think she's like herself is like a really nice person, and I think like the choice to cast her was really brave and really unique, and like I think she does really well under Zack's direction. But like under other directors, like she doesn't seem to like be able to command that sort of screen presence that you'd expect from Wonder Woman, really. But in my opinion, anyway. And like, you know,
it depends on whether or not you can support the performance with the directing. Like, and I think Zack can.
Zack absolutely can. But like Patty Jenkins couldn't. I'm really
two different
sorry.
characters at work here.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, like under Patty's directing, she just doesn't really shine as much, and she doesn't really have that sort of commanding aura that like Zack can get from her performances. And like we only managed to see that in BVS because like obviously Justice League got like destroyed. Yeah. But like, you know, if you're just looking at Wonder Woman, like the more you watch it, the more underwhelmed you feel, honestly.
Well, I think that's mostly due to the fact that it was like an earlier time in her life. Probably.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
But like even in the last act, in like that completely abysmal last act of the Wonder Woman movie, like when she's alone, like you know, at the end it's bad.
Yeah, I wish they would have just kept it with, you know, humans are just bad by themselves.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
like the Zack's ending hadn't tacked on that like stupid optimistic ending, like so.
I'm super excited for some of the content in for sure. But I had 3 panels with this cast, and as I watched this cast, I got more and more cynical, and I enjoy them all individually. Like everybody who's been cast in this movie is wonderful and like cute and you know, it's a very, very sexy film, and everybody's wonderful, and everybody's very talented, and I love them. And Pedro, if you're hearing this, don't be sad. I love you so much. But
can you imagine he actually listens to this?
If he ever were to listen to this, I would feel super bad. Just because of Pedro, like Gal and Kristen and everything, whatever. But like, I don't want to hurt Pedro's feelings. He is wonderful. But that said, the longer I watched this cast, the more and more cynical the movie felt to me, and the more like packaged it felt to me, and more like, I don't know, product-y it felt to me. And that might just be the flavor that DC Fandome brought to the vast majority of the panels. And that may just be a detriment of the fact that Fandome is just, you know, a big advertising event. But you know, like I watched the entirety of them playing werewolf. It was awful. Like it was not entertaining. It was not enjoyable. It was not fun to watch them interact with each other. And like DC had this weird mandate where they had to like neuter the game, so like no one like died. Everyone was like captured, and I was like, eat my ass, DC. Like, what the fuck? Because Nick's kids aren't up yet. Kid. I've already started counting the second one.
Okay, and here's the thing, like I have my issues with Wonder Woman. Like it's not a movie that I like love to rewatch all that often anymore. And I don't think, like, to me personally, it's nothing that like overall like damages like the franchise or overall like damages the genre. It's just like there for me.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly.
This is fine.
It's just
this
the definition
there.
of it's just the definition of fine at this point. Like
I would never want them not to exist. Like, yay that Wonder Woman movies exist. Cool. But maybe they're not for me.
Yeah. It's not a great movie. It's not like memorable. Really.
It's just good. Like
Jean.
Rebecca and I were talking about that during Fandome. We were just like, it's a good movie, but like not much else. and like watching.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's what I wanted to say. It's good, and I enjoy it, but it's just not on the same level.
But it's so funny though. Like if you go back in time, like sorry guys, if you guys go back in time like 3 years to when a bunch of us did the Wonder Woman commentary, Katie and Jean, you guys specifically were
I passed out. like you should know,
during the movie or during the
during the movie. Like I was there for like the first 10 minutes of the movie, and I completely fell asleep, and then I woke up like at the end of the movie. Just confessed it.
Maybe you should stop burning the candle at both ends.
Maybe it's just the thing. I don't know. It could be that.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
It's a very comforting film.
Yeah, it's just like a.
It's
just like a cool blanket at the end of the day, and not much else. There. That's
Put it on for Netflix and chill, maybe.
Yeah. Netflix and chill. Okay. So to kind of segue into Fandome a little bit. So like obviously you've spoken a lot about how we feel about Wonder Woman here. What is your guys' like overall like level of excitement for Wonder Woman 84 / what have you thought of the trailers so far?
It was okay. I think like you guys said, it's probably just gonna be a good movie. I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be another kind of like media where it's just gonna kind of not really tackle the actual issues within the 80s. I might be proven wrong, but I just like you said, it's gonna be a nice movie. Not like maybe a great movie, but it's just gonna be there, I guess. Put on when you're kind of bored, but you don't want to invest a lot of time to like really analyze the movie, But that's my opinion.
Well, it feels like it's going to be about consumerism, and I'm just sort of like about like that. Yeah, every 80s movie is about consumerism, and like the 80s drum that we hit is about consumerism, and like right. There other things happened. Then shoulder pads and consumerism. You could come up with something new, but it doesn't seem like honestly, this is the leg of the franchise that wants anything new, and that I guess is fine. It's disappointing as a Wonder Woman fan that this isn't the series that wants something new. As like a comic book Wonder Woman fan, that sucks for me personally. But like, it's not a cardinal sin. It's not something. I mean, it's I feel the way about Wonder Woman. Yeah, I feel the way about Wonder Woman that I think a lot of people feel about Shazam, and they're free to feel that way. But I mean, they're wrong about Shazam, but they're free to feel that way.
I think every time I watch the Wonder Woman 84 trailers, especially the first one, it really. And I have this experience with a lot of media. So this is absolutely not anything on this film particularly, or these, or Patty or anything, because this happens to be all the time. So, and about all sorts of things. But my usual experience is that I see a trailer and I'm like, holy crap, that has such potential. That could do such amazing things. That could be so cool. And then when you finally get there, it's like, all right, that was good. But again, it chose the safe middle ground, and it didn't explore the terrain that it really had the potential to do. Like she's getting Steve Trevor back, and the entire thing about the first trailer was that the bad guy Max Lord is like giving everybody what they want, and maybe getting what you think you want is not the best option, and so like I would love to see it delve into that and truly, I don't know, do something beautiful with it. But and tons of films and TV shows have done this to me, and even books.
Mm-hmm. And that's I feel very
middle ground, and they don't really deviate from that, and they give you a really nice, very good, but it's mostly surface level because they just couldn't dig deep. They didn't want to. They were afraid of the action, I think, and I think that's part of why I like Zack's stuff, is because he's not really afraid of digging. Yeah. And so it's rare that I find things that I'm like, oh, that has such potential, and that it actually fulfills that potential for me. So maybe my brain just expects too much or looks too deeply into things.
Yeah, I'm
worried I'm going to end up in the same place like I always do. But the first trailer had me very excited because it was like, oh, this could be so cool. So now I'm waiting to see if it really is going to be so cool.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel very,
It's
feel
this
very
mentality
similar.
that makes us Zack Snyder fans in the first place, right? Like the fact that we love to see potential and stuff, and we like to break things
well,
down.
and it's
and
not
like,
that only Zack can do that. You know, it's not like well, everybody else sucks and only Zack stuff for me. Like that, I'm not that way. I love all sorts of different things. It's just that it is rare for me that I actually go, holy crap, that could be amazing, and then get out and go, holy crap, that was amazing. And so his films actually do that for me most of the time.
And that's
Well,
I think
like,
yeah.
you know, like you could compare it to non-Zack Snyder films too. Like you could say, like, you know, Wonder Woman isn't trying to do what Birds of Prey was trying to do. You know, like Kathy Ann is definitely innovating, and Patty is trying to make something that's been made a bunch of times before. I don't think there's something wrong with either of those things, but I do know that Zack Snyder fans are attracted to one thing and not the other. So us cooling off on it is kind of predictable. I think it's inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And that's like here's my whole thing on
the
like
same thing with me.
my whole thing.
Al, you've spoken.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was.
Speak.
Oh no, I was doing something else real quick. But I think for me, when it comes to Wonder Woman 84, like I just sort of look at it as a movie that's part of DC that's coming out. Like I think what attracted me the most at first was the idea of Wonder Woman being in the 1980s. But as I see more trailers, it feels like I don't know, it just feels like it's slowly losing my interest because it's not really doing anything that is, I don't know, worthwhile, I guess I could say. Like, I was hoping that through Wonder Woman 1984, the film would, you know, tackle certain things that happened in the 1980s. Because there's a lot that you can do with, you know, a Wonder Woman film set in the 1980s. There's a lot of social commentary that you can, you know, put her into. You can have her experience a lot of things. Like, I don't know when the big scene thing came up where everyone was doing, you know, dance hall. You guys know what dance hall is, right? Like,
I don't.
Like balls. Oh no, I'm sorry. Like balls. Like when they were doing balls. Yeah. Like that show Pose, which I'm like starting to binge again. But you know, like expose Wonder Woman to something like that, like the Pose, like with the Pose TV show. You know, so just certain things like that. But I'm not expecting that kind of explosion of culture or any kind of, you know, ingenuity when it comes to representing both the goods and the bads of the 80s. Because, like, every movie that takes place in, like, the 70s or the 80s, they always, you know, look at all the cool things that were in the 80s. Look how cool this was. And only minorly talk about just, like, consumerism or just the more minor things. You know,
like really surface level.
Yeah, and that's like here's
because like
So my whole thing with this movie is that like I think it's going to be at the very least a decent movie. But my whole thing is like what I'm starting to see more and more is just like I'm starting to get kind of like an Incredibles 2 kind of vibe where it's like, oh, it's just like the first movie, except wait, the twist is the gender roles are reversed. And like that doesn't mean necessarily that it's bad. It's just like it's not like
it's just not good.
It's not interesting. It's just like it's fine. It's serviceable, but that's it. And I feel like for like Wonder Woman, like and fans kind of deserve better than that. Like I'll still like Wonder Woman is a way better film than Captain Marvel ever wishes it can be. But at the same time,
Thank you. That is very true.
We all agree.
Yeah.
Put my foot down here. We have our limits. Anyway, okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Katie. But you see, but even then, I do think as fans, we do need to have like an almost like higher level standard where like I feel like just being good isn't good enough, especially for a character like this, where like yeah, the masses love him, but like I don't know. I guess maybe it is Zack's films that spoil me a little bit, but I don't know.
I gotta admit, I was kind of bummed when they came out with the fact and were very open about the fact that she doesn't have a sword anything. Now, granted, in the first film it like disintegrated, you know, so we're still not exactly sure how she has it back for Batman v Superman. But at the same time, it was like that was just I don't know part of her fighting style and part of her identity for me for this particular iteration. And so to have them backtrack on that and just go straight to Lasso all the time. It kind of bugged me out. You know, it's just there.
It's one of those like, that's not the real
Wonder
Woman
here. Yeah, well, it's like he tends to make her more of a warrior, and he tends to, you know, he kind of leans into that a little bit more. You know, she's a warrior. She knows how to fight. She's not afraid of it. She enjoys it. She has a sword. And then when we take that away, it's like she's just really cool with the lasso. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It bugged me.
The thing is, right, like people have been posting so much on Tumblr about like Xena, and I've not watched it, but I will. And like the thing is that if you look at Xena's outfit, it's kind of like the exact same as Wonder Woman, but like somehow like the styling of it, like the fact that I don't know, the skirt is longer and it looks more like sort of gladiator, like it somehow like just fills me with this sort of like feeling of like what could have been if they'd gone that route with Wonder Woman, like more of like the warrior route rather than like I don't know, you know,
yeah,
the way like
Patty would
just
address
a lot more warlike, whereas it feels like I don't know, Patty's version just feels very girl power, you know.
Yes, that's what I was going to say about it is like, I want it to be more social justice oriented, but at the same time, the way in which it's political, it's a huge problem because it's toothless political.
We had a discussion about how like Patty's vision is very white feminist, and
yes,
like,
time Patty opens her mouth.
Yeah, so like I don't want if Wonder Woman's gonna get political, I don't want it to be a Patty Jenkins movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want her to be.
I don't trust her politics because her politics come down to like you can be strong and feminine. Like, girl, that is not cutting edge. That is please.
I was like suspicious of it as soon as like
like fuck you.
As soon as I heard that this movie was set in the 80s, like I was already suspicious because there's like an 80s craze going on right now, and I'm just like, you know, it felt like the only reason we had it set in the 80s is because that's what the people are into, and it's not because there's any specific reason for Diana.
Yeah, it's a trend thing rather than any innovation.
Especially Captain Marvel was set in the 90s.
Yeah.
It felt like it was just sort of like, oh, well, we just staggered them. And it was like same problem, which is that you're not dealing with actual modern intersectional feminism. You're copying out and being like, well, you know, we still needed feminism in the 80s. Bitch, we need feminism right now. Like, please come back, please come up here and pay attention to what's happening in this moment.
And that's also I also hate how Patty will always comment on being like, oh, I really need to, you know, make a Wonder Woman film in modern day. I'm like, then just fucking do it. Like
seriously.
Why did you even like go with 84? Like, okay, so the thing about in terms of even just watching I know. It's just. I don't know how else to describe it, but every time I talk about Wonder Woman, and especially with Wonder Woman 84 coming out, I'm just like, the fact that these movies should be absolutely fantastic and like great, and they're not, is honestly one of the most disappointing situations that could have happened. But like you were saying, Danielle, it's like, it's not the end all be all for me, but it's just like, why is this the situation we've been put in? And no, every single time Patty starts talking about Wonder Woman, I'm like, just shut up. I just don't want her to talk about it because
it's the reason that they don't do the smart thing. And the actual smart thing would be to invite Greg Rucka to write one of these films, and they'll never do it because they're too afraid. They read his Lois Lane comic, and they were like, absolutely not. We can't hire him. He's gonna write about shit we don't want to talk about. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole problem, is that like we're limiting what Wonder Woman can be about by virtue of her being the female character. And they're like, well, she can't wave that banner too hard. And it's like, cool, then have her wave the banner for something else.
She has to be the mass appeal girl.
People or people of color or something else. Like, she doesn't have to be like running around like girl power in a fucking tiara all the time. She doesn't have to.
She has to be a centrist.
Apparently. Apparently. Has to be. Apparently it's very important that no one be offended by a fucking Wonder Woman movie. As if anybody who disagrees with me is watching Wonder Woman. They're not. Like, just write that part of the audience off. It's over.
And on top of
getting for them to watch. So just
so much of comic book movies, right? So much of comic book movies right now is just appealing to the one fan base who will never give you a chance. So I don't understand. Like fucking comic book guys.
The cheap seats.
You don't even pay for these movies. You get free tickets. Why the fuck are you complaining?
They're like aiming for the people who are complaining that Tenet isn't fun.
Yeah. Oh god, that whole article.
Oh,
I didn't even read it. I didn't even want to because it showed up and I was like, that sounds about right to what people are saying. And it's there's also the whole fact that Jeff Johns also wrote Wonder Woman 84, so there's that whole situation as well. So that in itself is also just making it so unappealing.
Ah, crap. Now you just broke my heart. I don't think I realized that. I'm like, crap. We're going to end up in Sentimentality-ville, aren't we? Ah, dang it. He's not going to tackle anything. Oh, I'm sad now. All right, well, thanks for that.
It's like, goodbye.
Showed up.
Okay, but as fun
I was
talking
about to my family a few minutes earlier, but when you guys first started talking about Wonder Woman and somebody talked about, it would have been better if mankind was just screwed up, because we are, that would have been a better, I agree. There's a more cynical view of it, and I think that's the one I prefer, so. What a
because it would fit her arc in BVS. That's the whole thing, right? It sets up her arc in BVS. If you just give her a stupid optimistic ending, it just kind of undoes the whole thing.
Yeah, and I loved the fact that she'd been around for a long time. She'd seen humanity. She'd seen them at their worst. She'd seen them better, but she still was at the point where it was like, you know what? They just made a world where joining together is not possible, man.
And
which
a battle,
I'm very much there already. It's like, you're right.
Yeah, and that's sort of like the thesis. That's kind of like the thesis of BBS, right? That truly good people will see bad in the world, and they'll experience despair, and they choose to keep fighting. Nevertheless, they choose to keep fighting for good, not because they always keep seeing humanity's overall good, but because they believe in what's right.
Yeah, well, and I don't judge her at all for taking the time off and then being re-inspired by Superman. I thought that was a beautiful story. And they're kind of undermining that. Every time I turn around, they're undermining and pulling away from that. And it's like, but, she's awesome and I love her. But can you please just stay with that? It's okay for people to get
Superman be the
disappointed
emotional
and a little bit depressed about this whole deal. It's okay,
Let Superman be the emotional center that Zack wanted him to be.
Yeah, and I don't know. I would totally be in her place, after living that long among man. To be honest, I'd be like, well, time to blow you all up because you all suck. So, she handled it better than I would have. Silence. Okay. Sorry.
We're talking
Did I overspeak? No. I'm sorry. I will
I feel like
no. It's just
press. So.
As long as we're talking about Wonder Woman, though, we are getting the return of Rich Bitch Diana.
Hell yeah!
I love the dress.
Bit in that trailer was just the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my entire life, and in 3 seconds of footage of her
Sexy
face,
hot leg.
just fucking blew the entire Wonder Woman movie out of the water in terms of just content. The performance that's being given in those films is just so much more believable, so much more warm and authentically warm, not manufactured warm, and just everything that you would have dreamed that a Wonder Woman movie would be. It made me feel like I felt when I was crying reading Greg Rucka's Rebirth series. When she it's like she's coming back. It's like she's coming back. It's like Batfleck's coming back. It's like Superman's coming back. It's like Lois is coming back. It's like everyone is being fucking resurrected, and it's it's really, really emotional. It's a hard to watch trailer to the point where, like, you know, like, you can't keep it together for the whole damn thing.
Yeah. No, I feel like you're watching it and you just feel this huge sense of loss of, like, the fact that, like, what we've gotten has been, like, so destroyed and, like, beaten down and just become this complete, like, ghost of what it could have been. And you're seeing, like, what it should have been and what we will be getting, and it's like you're feeling I feel like this weird sense of, like, loss that, like, we just, like, that we've missed this, and, like, Zack got cheated of this, and, like, all the actors got cheated of this. Everyone who worked on the project saw that this movie could have been this, and they could have put this out into the world, and we got justice.
Lost and grief and joy and rage and emotions.
Oh god. Okay, well, here's the tears start.
And that's the thing that nobody's talking about, I don't think, because we're all so happy. I was so angry watching this trailer too. I was just so angry. I couldn't even believe. You look at these beautiful shots that are just, like, so full of emotion and so full of heart and full of soul, and some asshole in a suit, or, you know, some balding fuck, looked at this footage and literally cut it from the film. Looked at this footage and thought, nah, not that. No, thank you.
And I always knew it too, and so it was just like, oh my gosh, see, I knew it was awesome. I knew it. And look, there it is right there. I mean, yeah, it's been, there's been a lot of anger over the years. It was good to watch the trailer, and I felt like Captain Holt. I just wanted to stand up and scream, vindication! So, you know, like, I'm ready.
I feel like my emotions were just all over the place, because one, just the trailer itself, and two, we weren't expecting it at that time. So it was, like, absolute chaos. Like I didn't even know. My internet was just, like, it was, like, tapping out at that exact moment, too. I was like, why is it not loading? Like, YouTube was just freaking out, and then it finally started playing, but, like, the sound started playing first, and the video wasn't going, and I was like, what is happening? And then it finally all synced up, and then to watch it's just, like, the roller coaster of emotions. Watching
to be honest, I heard the first few bars of the song, and I went, oh, fake.
Yeah! No, me too!
Fair.
No, it was because
because
the picture wasn't working. I just thought it was like, fake link, yeah.
Yeah, our experience for the trailer was that one of us, who shall not be named, may have dropped the link into the chat, and many of us jumped on it immediately.
I did not. Thank you very much.
Yeah, because
I sat back and decided to wait.
And I didn't trust DC to literally deliver this to me. I mean, at the time, I was still trying to get the DC website to load, and I was like, fuck it, I may not see anything today. I might as well just watch it. So one of us dropped the link into the chat, and many of us saw it well before the Fandome thing, and I think that led to, like, we had no time to emotionally prepare, and I literally opened it up and I was like, haha, someone made a parody, that's funny, and then I was like,
no, I totally understand that, because, like I said, it's just because, like, the music started playing, I was like, this is not the real trailer.
No,
like,
it's Watchmen music. I was like, that's funny.
No, but,
like, then I was like,
there's no way, like, you can,
music.
Yeah, you can try to in the chat when that link was dropped. My first response was LOL, and then the person's name, because like that's what was happening.
Yeah,
like,
I did wonder about that response. It was like, why are you laughing? You know,
and then it went from LOL blank, because I'm not gonna say who it was, to then being like, oh my god, like, this is actually it, because I genuinely thought it was a joke, because my YouTube decided to just destroy itself. I don't know.
I
was like, skip, don't want the spoilers, skip, so I had to go back and read it afterward.
Okay, I'm back. What did I miss?
What was funny, watching you guys freak out, though.
Oh my god. And then, honestly, there's certain shots, I mean, like, I still can't even talk about it. I mean, I can, but I can't fully express what I actually feel when I watch. I literally watch that trailer every single day at some point during the day. 100%.
On repeat, very often. Yes.
Yeah, I watch it at least 2 or 3 times in a
I
row
totally get you.
every single day since Saturday.
Wait, you guys been talking about the trailer without me?
I'll confess I've only watched it twice, only because every time I watch it, I burst into tears. Okay, I can't.
Okay, fair. That's emotional.
Like I burst into like full on tears. Okay,
I was
too
about
much.
to be like, no, how have you not watched it more than twice? But okay, that's acceptable.
I mean, I watched it a couple of
Sit down
times
and
now.
be in a quiet room and watch it.
I think I've been watching it. I think I've been more so watching people's reaction to it as opposed to watching it itself. Because seeing people like, oh my god, holy shit, it's here, it's actually here. I don't know. For me, I just like watching people's reaction to it to see how, you know, people who have supported Zack, who have been like, well, we have been waiting for this movie for so long. You know, them talking about their experience with the original Justice League and how after watching the trailer, some of them like were like, oh my god, this is the best movie. This is gonna be the best. This is gonna be like the best movie I've ever seen. 2021 is saved and things like that. So for me, I mean, I've watched the trailer a couple of times, but like I have like a confession to make, and I have actually watched the Batman trailer more than I have the Justice League trailer.
This isn't news, Al. You already told us this in the group chat.
Yeah, you said that.
No, but I mean, like, in terms
on
of
the podcast.
out loud on the call.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're saying it for okay. I know.
Yeah.
I was like,
For posterity's
this is
sake.
not new information.
So it's not our dirty little secret anymore to keep for you. The whole world knows it. Okay,
Yes,
good.
the whole
Batman
world knows.
trailer is so much more mysterious, and like I don't know. I could watch it over and over and over again just because it's kind of soothing in a
The
weird
music is
way.
like, it's the music for me actually.
I know
more
the
so than
music
that.
is
Nice,
definitely
yeah.
crushes someone's skull in the trailer, but it's still very thing. I don't know why.
But it's below the camera, so it's totally okay. You
Yeah,
don't see
no,
the blood spurting and the skull denting, so it's perfectly fine.
He didn't actually
Yeah.
die. It's
But then
It's
people are like,
perfectly
"Oh
fine.
my
It's okay.
gosh!"
If you don't see it, they didn't die.
Exactly.
That's why you throw them off of buildings and off of cruise liners and shit like that. Like,
Yeah, if you hear the skull crushing, it's not. Don't worry. They're fine. They'll be okay.
he's just eating some Cheetos. Don't worry about it.
But like, can we talk about the goddamn music though? Like, I know that it's Watchmen and it led people to like think that it wasn't real or like that was tacky or something. Like people were like yelling at Zack for being tacky because like he reused the music or something from Watchmen, which I like completely forgot because I have no memory. But like, I thought it was like a perfect choice. Like I know that he said it was like a tribute to his daughter and stuff, but like just as a musical choice for this trailer, it was fucking perfect.
Exactly.
Are you kidding?
This one we waited like 3 years for, that we finally are going to get our dang hands on, that like it's a freaking miracle that this even happened at all, something that he fully admits he never thought would happen in this time period, not for much longer. And yeah, he's allowed to play a song that says hallelujah for it. He is. He totally is. It's a celebration,
It definitely
man.
represents it.
So true.
Wasn't that the thing that like, you know, wasn't it the thing that like, you know, Joss Whedon got the cover of Everybody Knows made for the Justice League movie, and so like, you know, Snyder hits back with like a Leonard Cohen actual original.
Yep.
Like, all right,
Wasn't
hallelujah.
lying.
Well,
And then like,
Joss spends his time having people fall on chicks' boobs twice, but nobody seems to have a fit about that.
I know.
Use that old trick. You
Look,
know.
And seriously,
all of
like,
this is very true, but I only have flashbacks to that Watchmen scene every single time watching it. And I
That's
will
very
say,
fair.
I did get
Hey,
Patrick
Zach,
Wilson that like
you
put
are
it up
my
and was like,
father,
I know
and
this
you
song.
know that.
I love that. I love that
love
Patrick Wilson tweeted that. That was genius.
I died. It was
But I'm
great.
like, sir, you're hurting me. You're hurting my brain. I stop doing this. Like,
I am so glad I didn't watch. I am
Without-
so glad that memory has sort of
most
escaped me.
horrifying sex scene I've ever seen.
it's not that bad.
Now I remember.
And,
Oh,
and I said this
God.
in the chat, but people really need to hear it. It is on the level of that one frame of that one comic of Batman and woman full on fucking on a rooftop in full costume. That's what it feels like. It's that traumatizing. I look at it and I'm like, no, why did I have
It's not
to see
that
this?
bad, Danielle. I'm sure you've seen worse.
Isn't that the point of the scene though? That it's kind of meant to be kind of viscerally.
What's that the point of the scene?
It's supposed to be viscerally.
It's very on the nose. Like it's very like
yikes.
hyper stylized. Like yeah.
You know,
He wanted it to be
such a weird thing, and
It's just very
like people are
unsettling.
talking about it being overly violent for the, so that he's pointing out, do you see how overly violent this is, and you're enjoying it, and most of the time people are like, yeah, sex scenes, baby, and so when you get like a wowzer one like that, suddenly like, I feel uncomfortable. You kind of should, is this really what we're jonesing for all the time? Is this the best thing for us? And so I don't know, I just feel like he was trying to make a point that most people didn't get.
And he definitely wanted it to come across that way, but it was just like, I didn't want to be there for it, Zack. I don't want to be part of that.
It was just like, I'm here. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, no.
But
I do remember my husband and I making conversation. We were like, "Well, so how was your day, honey? It's good." Like, cool.
Wait, Danielle, is it really that bad that you have to associate the image with Patrick Wilson?
What?
Is it that bad that you have to associate the song with Patrick Wilson? It's not that bad.
I can't get Patrick Wilson out of my mind whenever I hear that song, though.
Kiddos, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I have a wide range of bisexual thirst, and Patrick doesn't ping my radar. I don't know if it's effect with me.
Oh no, for sure. He's not. He's
never.
I can't believe you just said that out loud.
what?
Patrick Wilson's gonna hear this, and he's gonna be sad.
Patrick Wilson, we're so sorry.
I'm offended right now.
Patrick Wilson, Pedro Pascal, we're so sorry.
I don't know. Lose like 7 Aquaman platforms.
I do want to say the one
Anyway.
thing that I enjoyed.
On the topic, okay,
Yes.
can I go back to Sigrid for a second here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sigrid?
Because I really like Everybody Knows.
Me too.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I did till I figured out who did it, and then it was like, you know what? Screw you and your song, and I haven't listened to it since. So I'm sorry that
Honestly,
the emotional feelings of that, I couldn't let it go.
It's still the sound
part
of
of that's because I was so angry.
Still the sound of like how that movie made me feel, and I think that's fine. I think
Yeah.
I find that that elicited a really, really pure emotion from me, and it was sad, and it was terrible, and it was exactly how the movie made me feel. So like, I really enjoyed it.
All right, fair.
And here's,
I really
I agree.
enjoy it. I think it's the purest scene in the movie because it really prepares you for exactly what's about to happen. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
you're about to
I
go
hate that-
To a
I
trash
hate that
pile.
that music, all that music reminds me is how it like trivialized a lot of, the initial movie to me. Because, during that entire sequence, it's literally everyone mourning the death of Superman, but they just kind of make it quick with this sort of, what do you call them?
Montage.
Montage, yeah.
There
They
you
make
go.
it like this
Yep.
sort of montage of the music playing in the background and all this stuff is going on. And then, it just feels like, it feels so heavy-handed in that, oh, look,
Yeah.
Superman's dead, the world is now bad. But, like, the world was bad before Superman. We've seen it in Man of Steel, we've seen it in BVS, but why are you showing this, like, the world is now the worst place to live simply because Superman is dead?
Yeah, here's
Yeah,
the thing, like, with...
real-
Yeah.
He's heavy-handed with everything he does.
Yeah.
So,
The
I
only
agree
real-
with you.
But that's the
It's
thing
just kinda-
too that like occurred to me the other day that I didn't think of when I first was dealing with this was sort of like Joss pictures a world that's like doomed without Superman. And Zack pictures a world where like Superman's death inspires everyone to be better. And then we have all these people on the internet talking about how cynical these films are. And it's like I just feel like I want to be like, no, you don't understand. Like what you're doing is cynicism. What Wonder Woman 84 is doing is cynicism. It's all pretty cynical. If you're packaging it, it's cynical. Don't package it. You know, let it breathe. Let it be what it's gonna be. And you know, I mean, like, there's a lift in this trailer that isn't present in the actual Justice League movie. There's darkness and there's despair, and it's very, very sad, but it's also extremely hopeful. And I think that's the reason that I have to relive that sex scene every single time I listen to Hallelujah, because Hallelujah does bring that lift with it. It picks it up, and it's what the trailer needs in order to express where we're going with the film.
Yeah, like I don't know, like Zack Snyder's version of goodness has always felt a lot more real to me. But like mostly because you know he always his thesis is always, you know, we've been through dark times, but it's those dark times that the fact that we fought through those dark times together that makes like the good worth living for, right? And it's like it just feels like, you know, a real sort of genuine hope that rises up from going through dark times together, and like, you know, fighting your way out of that and uniting to fight your way out of that, rather than having this Joss Whedon version of the world where everything is bright and colorful and everything will be fine in the end. So dark times are just like, you know, little trips in the road that make us sad and angry at each other. But like in the end, because we're all heroes by default, we don't need to. There's no struggle. There's no moral struggle for goodness there. You know, it just feels so trivial.
Well,
there's just car keys.
Josh's perspective on good and evil is very Marvel, in that
that very good man theory.
Come from inside of his characters, and if they're not causing their own problems, if they're not their own trouble, then he doesn't know what to do with them. You can see it. Like, I'm rewatching Buffy right now, so I'm re-traumatizing myself all over again.
Why?
We literally had a long conversation about whether or not we wanted to do this last night. Me and my girlfriend sat down and we were like, okay, so this ruined our brains the first time. Do we want to try and do this again? It's very scary.
Why do you do this?
But you'll notice over and over again, when a character peaks, when a character reaches like peak good, when they get to their like sort of like emotional nirvana, he kills them or he writes them off.
Yeah.
And this is the reason he can't write Superman ever, is because no one who is actually good and is striving to be better interests
Can
John.
survive.
Never, ever.
He can't survive in this world.
He throws those toys away. We watch him do it over and over and over again. All the purest characters in a Joss Whedon story die, and that was his big problem with his Wonder Woman script, is that he couldn't kill Wonder Woman, so he had to make her kind of shitty to make her interesting. And that's that his whole problem. And honestly, like his creative writing teacher, I'd be saying the same damn thing to his face.
But like it's a very like privileged perspective of the idea that, like, you know, the world isn't evil, people are evil, which is like, yeah, it's true, people are evil, but also like the system is corrupt and society kind of is sucks, and it's a lot. It takes a lot of privilege to be blind to that, you know, and to be blind to the fact that like evil can exist structurally, and you can just be a purely good person fighting against that system, and there's just so many obstacles in the way inherently. You know, and that's just something like Joss Whedon just can't seem to get across in his movies. Maybe it's just like very like new world. We've solved all the problems in society. Kind of ideas like, oh, it's like, you know, sexism doesn't exist anymore. Kind of perspective.
Yeah, I think
very end of history.
I think one of the things that reminded me that Joss isn't really. I feel like. Because I was rewatching Justice League for some odd reason.
Why?
And to prepare myself for something better. I like tasting bitter before I taste sweet.
Please.
Anyway.
All right.
But anyway,
that's a lot of bitter there, bud.
Yeah. I remember there was a scene, the whole Wonder Woman scene for me. Like, based on the small clips that I have seen from, you know, this trailer and a few of some leaked scenes, like from behind the scenes, and the way that I see Joss, you know, do Wonder Woman, it's like two very different things for the worst reasons. For one thing, Joss always loves to do, the ass shots and the under the skirt shots, and that was like one of the first things I noticed. Like, why is this a lot of
upskirted Wonder Woman? I'm still not over
like,
it.
how do you do that to Wonder Woman? Jesus. And then the second thing, in the Snyder Cut trailer, I remember there was that one scene, that one 3-second scene of Diana kneeling down and smiling at this girl, and the girl's smiling at her and she's smiling back, and I'm like, that's what was missing. That's what was missing from this movie. Just small moments of goodness,
genuine goodness too.
Genuine goodness.
Yeah.
And when I watched that Justice League scene again, it's basically just Wonder Woman being like, look at me, I'm badass, I'm literally taking down all these guys, look at my ass, and then
it's the badass girl trope, right? It's the Black Widow badass girl trope. Like, I'm gonna throw a smirk over my shoulder as I sexually dispatch all these men.
I can't believe she didn't fight anyone with her thighs or her crotch.
I know.
No, Batman did that though. Batman did that in the opening.
Black Widow crotch takedown.
Yeah, there you go.
Didn't Batman do a crotch takedown on a dude in the beginning of Justice League?
God, I hope so.
Yeah, he did actually.
Okay,
He
so
literally jumped on this dude's
Literally
head.
haven't seen it since 2017. I don't.
okay, so if we can, now that we're about an hour in, if you guys, I'd like to, if we can, do an actual trailer breakdown of the shots, so we can each go on.
Oh no! Okay,
Yes,
I'm gonna cry.
let's do
I'm
this
gonna
thing.
cry. This is why I can't watch this trailer.
That's okay. We will virtually hold your hand. It's all good. You can
So
do
how are we
this.
gonna do this?
I don't.
Uh,
I don't know if I'm emotionally ready to let
Nick,
you guys
you can
hear me
screen share?
screaming.
Nick, can you screen share like the trailer so at least you can see the visual of it?
Can I do that on Skype?
Yeah.
How do I do that? Oh, here we go. I see.
Oh God. I apologize.
Yay!
I apologize for my screaming. And if, you guys know which to scream at, because
I think we all know what
Because
Yeah,
it's a full Twitter name.
see,
Oh my god, Danielle.
but same mood, because I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay, so it won't let me screen share it without quitting Skype altogether.
Ridiculous.
So if you want, I can do that, and I can just call the group right back.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I can just call you guys back real quick if you want.
Sure.
Dumb. Okay.
Okay.
All the media, honestly.
I'm back.
I didn't even watch the trailer specifically for Batman. I more so watched the trailer because I was so enthralled by the music in the trailer and how it was used for certain scenes. And that was
Agreed.
really
And you
it.
can't find it anywhere else.
No.
Yeah. Like, it just reminded me of, it just felt, dark and...
Okay, can you guys see what I'm doing?
Nirvana. Yeah,
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see.
Oh my god. Okay. Am I ready?
Okay.
Am I ready?
I had my glasses off. because-
Okay, so I'm muting it for now, just so I can get it all. Okay, hold on.
Oh my god.
Already upset.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Sexy monster man.
Okay. Okay.
No.
No, please, no horny on me.
Okay, so we start out.
Fuckery in this chat.
All right, we're starting out the shot of Uxis or Uxis.
Oh, can you cinema mode it so it's bigger at least? Alright, yeah, full screen it. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's ready.
I'm surprised Dash isn't in monster fucker mode yet.
No. See, the funny thing about this
Monster Booker
is
about
like,
that is
it is, the funny thing is, it's so hard to even see him and believe that he is there. Because, like, everyone has been wanting to know what would Darkseid look like in a live-action film. And, like, there he is. Like, the very first 4 seconds of this trailer. Boom, there's Darkseid.
Zack wastes no time.
As I'm watching this, like, I remember seeing on Twitter somewhere, like, people were like, oh my god, why doesn't Zack Snyder make anything comic book accurate looking? And I'm like, this is the most comic book accurate Darkseid I've ever seen. Well, technically, he's the only live action Darkseid.
Well, technically, Smallville did it first, but Smallville's version sucked.
Smallville, yeah. That was like just his face, though, right?
It was like a smoky cloud version of Darkseid. It was terrible.
Like his face, yeah.
Yeah.
2000s CGI budget.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah,
It was late 2000s.
Yeah, it was late 2000s.
No, it was 2011. Don't give them that much credit.
But to see him here, to finally see Darkseid, like, he's right there. Like, God.
The thing about this The thing about this being the opening shot is that it's so cocky. It's so big and swingy. Like, hey, I can show you fucking Darkseid because guess what? There's only farther to go up from this. Like, literally, Zack being like, this is bullshit. Like, this is just
oh my god,
the tip of the iceberg. This is nothing to me. I can just toss this into the trailer because you're gonna see some shit that's gonna make your head explode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you might as well slow down the videos.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, and the guts to have him be the first shot of the trailer too.
Huge, huge.
I gotta say, like, being a non-comic book nerd, apologies. I don't know if this is like accurate for the comics, but I just kind of really love the Omega symbol on him.
Me too.
Like actually on his body, it makes up his clavicle and like.
I don't think the Omega symbol. I think I think in some instances it's like engraved into his body. Sometimes it's not. It just depends. But I think it looks great.
Okay, this looks like bone structure, and that's what I think is really freaking cool. So I'm like, look, those are his clavicles, and you know, like it's just in his body. That's cool.
So this is like before he fell into the dark stuff, right?
Well, yeah. Well, this is technically even before he's like Lord Darkseid. You know, this is like when he's like young. This is like baby Darkseid, basically. Like as Zack said.
This is baby Darkseid.
Yeah.
Dang, this is him as a baby.
Not as cute as Baby Yoda, just saying.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to the next shots.
Like we're never gonna get through this trailer. We just.
No, and I say 2 hours from now, I'm gonna be like,
my baby boy.
Honestly, this is some of my favorite shot. This is one of my favorite moments of the entire trailer. The shot of Clark and the new perspective from BVS. Like when Zack dropped this image saying he has yet to rise, I literally cried.
I was like, same.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And now Zack's saying like this is part
like,
of the whole intro credits situation,
right?
Lois' perspective, yeah.
Like,
At the beginning.
Yep. And he's continuing this trend that he does where he reviews the previous film to another person's perspective, and I'm like, I'm not gonna survive this.
And it's like Lois, and it's Lois's. I don't need this from you, Zack.
Right?
We're all
gonna die, but it's gonna be worth it.
Like I like this. I like that Zack does that.
From a new perspective. I was sure that he was going to like use that to like expand the universe, and like this was going to be like Doomsday's not Doomsday, Jesus. This is actually Doomsday's perspective on the
yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
This is literally what he saw. I thought it was going to be Darkseid's perspective, and we were going to get like, you know, like the same thing that we had at the beginning of BVS, which is just like, boom, the universe is bigger than you think. But like, it's so Zack to turn that expectation on its side and be like, no, I'm gonna get fucking closer to Superman. I'm gonna get really, really fucking...
Hey, Danielle, real quick. So my daughter's up for her.
He's gonna spend the whole first hour exploring fucking Lois? My God.
Wait,
I'm about to cry. I'm gonna cry through this whole movie, aren't I?
Wait, hold on, Danielle. Danielle.
Immediately.
Oh yeah.
I'm not ready.
So
That's
did,
why
even
I'm
understand,
glad it's
like-
in parts. Like, just needing that time to just process.
all right, real quick, Danielle.
Part two.
Just FYI, Emily is now up from her nap, so no talking about finger loving in this.
No! I just got emotional, Nick. You know what happens. Alright. I'm putting on my work voice right now so that I use like 10% less F words. That's what I'm giving you. Just like,
I'm so proud of you.
I can't promise anything.
I just can't believe that it's like somebody decided that this was better cut and that we
I
would be
know.
better off having a stupid hope is your car keys bullcrap. Wow.
I know,
agree,
it's
Daniel.
it's
You
it's
end up
literally
kinda
so
angry, being
it's,
like, who on earth?
Oh yeah, and I
made this
remember I
decision?
asked this in
What
the chat.
fool
What was the
was like,
point?
what a good idea.
Oh yeah, I was asking this in the chat. Like, did he ever get the answer? Did we ever get the answer for what was the best thing about Planet Earth?
No, maybe.
No,
You should. I mean,
no, he got a stupid little smile and then moved on. So clearly we were supposed to infer what it was. And I'll bet you money it wasn't Lois, which is what it should have been.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not bitter or anything. I'm so mad. Anyway.
No, it's just like
Think
Josh
about
over
that.
and
Oh god, his face. His Frankenstein face.
what haven't we said about this?
okay. So moving on to the next shot.
Okay. Yes, move on.
I know what it
This
is.
okay.
Oh,
There's a lot going on here.
I tried so hard to get a screenshot of this, and I am not screenshot capable. Like, I just could not. I just wanted a shot that said Justice League, and I couldn't figure out how to freaking get this moment.
Okay, how about right now?
Okay, there we go, Danielle. You can like screenshot this.
Thank you. I'm gonna screenshot it right now. I'm not even kidding.
Honestly,
you
that's
gotta
way
move
more
it.
clear than any other time I've
Ooh,
tried to get
nice
it too.
Screenshot.
Okay, so here's my quick question to you guys: that is not Atlan's trident from Aquaman, right? That's a different trident, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I
not the
think so.
5-pronged one, neither is it the one in the movie.
No, it's
so,
it's
yeah.
not Atlantis
Yeah.
either.
Where is it, guys? I can't see it.
It's right
I guess
next to
it
the
looks
Top
J.
left of the Justice League.
It's right next to the J.
And as the camera moves forward, the sun glints off of it.
And then
Okay,
you have
so,
Wonder Woman's
wait,
shield there on the
this-
right, next to the E.
The pointy thing sticking up on the left.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And then do you guys
Okay,
see the
on the
painting
left,
of Thomas Wayne there
Okay,
on the
the
left?
handle is up, and the prongs
Yeah,
are down.
the handle is sticking up on the left.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Well, I can't tell you what kind of trident it is.
It's three pronged. It looks like.
Yes, it's an actual trident. Okay, sweetie.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is 3 pronged.
Is that a sword in the left foreground?
It might be. It's hard to. There's a lot going on here. Like Zack put so much in there.
I was gonna say, there's Wonder Woman's shield. Where? I need to see this.
So off to one side.
Oh yeah, on the right, right?
Like
The
where's
under
that
the
Justice
E.
League? Right under the E, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
God.
Only the E and Lee.
back about this. That picture off to the side is almost certainly Thomas Wayne.
Yes.
That picture over there, that's definitely him.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, shit.
It is.
There's a
It
helmet
is.
that I think he refused
dang.
to identify. That round shape, he would not identify that helmet. I don't remember what else they said.
I'm so confused.
Holy cow.
There's so much in here.
This is the nightmare, right?
There is so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I can't be mad about the nightmare stuff because
okay.
Superman is hot and like. I know.
It's not going to be what ends up being the reality, so I'm okay with it as long as, as long as it undoes somewhere along
I just
the way.
think
and it's
I
not-
think he should be
Sure, I'm
careful
good with it.
because I'm very emotional right now, and I feel like he should be careful with me. Like just walk softly.
You're very fragile.
Chill out. Oh, it's yes. And I feel like he should know that because he's put me through all of this.
This trailer really fucked me up, honestly.
Yeah. No, I'm.
Oh, sorry. It messed me up.
There are children present.
Not good for me, but it was very good for me.
Okay, so also I do want to say though, like, I'm assuming, I mean, Zack Spears confirmed that like Wayne Manor becomes like the Hall of Justice, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
and like honestly, I can't wait to actually like see it because I'm sure like they're either gonna tease it like it was kind of in the theatrical, or we're just gonna see it fully because like, God, I like even just it flat out saying Justice League makes me so happy because like. Comparing it kind of to, like, the CW's, like, Star Labs boring-ass hangar that they basically use as the Hall of Justice, like...
Right. It's a hangar with a table in the middle.
Yeah.
With the yeah. And
I mean, there has to be a table in the middle of this Hall of Justice. Like, it's still Zack. Like, he's already.
Yeah,
I was just considering Zack's the way he's been going. Yeah, there's a table somewhere, and it was rant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he loves King Arthur, so it's definitely a round table.
Exactly.
and then, okay, so moving on to the next shots. And then we got the Joker card right there.
Yep.
Joker card?
Yep.
That was awesome.
Wait, what Joker card?
The Joker card is...
So well.
Oh,
See that little
shoot,
that rectangle up in the skyline.
I thought that was a newspaper. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't notice it. I didn't notice it at first either.
Like, I mean, technically it is crap because it's Joker, but still.
Yeah. Correct.
You're right.
You're right. Say it louder. Okay, and we're moving on.
Yeah.
Nick, I keep trying to fast forward with my own finger.
Nice.
All right, then we get the Omega symbol, Warner Max, DC.
Okay, time to stop crying. Time.
Okay, Diana.
Diana.
Oh, you might want to go a couple of seconds. Like to
She
the
always
shot
looks
with
so
Spencer
beautiful.
looking down at the arrow.
Yeah, you see, no
Yeah.
panty shot.
Makes her
No
so flat.
panty upskirt and like
guys.
it's an upward. So,
I
So
was
you guys
so
noticed?
about Superman in this trailer. I did not realize that is the same thing that Darkseid was stabbing into.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I'm a fucking idiot. This trailer 65 times and I
You mean
literally
Doomsday?
never.
No, Darkseid with the big axe thing
Darkseid was holding a thing like that in the first shot of the.
Yeah, that's the spear.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No, isn't this the Amazonian arrow?
Well, now I feel much like
Oh, okay.
it seems like we all put it together.
Yeah,
at the same
don't feel stupid at all. I'm like, interesting, you know. So you're good.
Don't worry, I never noticed anything apparently.
Okay, so
This
in the
was
next
like
shot.
the second trailer or something,
Yeah,
right?
this is a returning shot. We've seen this shot before.
Okay,
Yeah.
Turn of Diana's wardrobe. Can I
Oh.
oh my
You
god.
guys remember, right?
Diana going into
Always
ruins
looks so
wearing
classy,
heels and like this like trench coat thing. Ugh,
I know.
Gotta love her. Gotta love
Actually,
her.
white heels, it's a very like.
Actually,
She
iconic-
pulls it off. That's
Ever.
I could try it, but it wouldn't look good. People would
Yeah,
be like,
white
"You're cool,"
heels,
but
too.
she pulls
Like-
it off real nice.
She's gonna somehow not get that outfit dirty at all. Like it's just gonna be like it's gonna come out pristine. Like
One of her
Is it-
powers.
yeah, absolutely.
all right. So in this
She's like
in the next shot here, can we just say like this is not Supergirl? All of a sudden, people are saying that it's Supergirl.
Oh my god, everyone.
Oh yeah.
oh my god, whoever said
I
that.
always knew who it was.
People
God,
have
I
been
guess
saying that for
Superman.
like
People with Superman.
Do you remember when this trailer first came out and like everyone was debating whether it was Superman or Supergirl? And I was like, why
Yes,
could it be
and
Superman?
I was like, "Come on, guys,
I never saw
Exactly,
someone
and,
talk about
like-
it until like
who is
It's
the
Saturday.
person that Bruce is gonna feel the most guilty about, be the most obsessed about? Like, who is the person?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it Superman? Or
Is it
Supergirl?
Supergirl?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you know, it's not right. Supergirl.
The
into
argument
every
for
single
making
thing.
that it was
Stop.
Supergirl was that the caps were too thin to be Clark. And I'm like, that's not a lot to go on.
And also, it's a hologram.
Right?
It's a hologram. It's not actually like accurate.
I'm just flexing them in this hologram.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Alright, then we got Jason coming out.
Yeah. Yes, sexy man.
We need the first bit of Hallelujah.
He knows what he's doing. He just kills me. The way he edits this, it's like perfect. He takes his shirt off and then the song says Hallelujah, and everybody's like, woo, you know.
Question: that bit of plastic flag, that bit of plastic kind of like waving off of the stick, is it a reach? That people have been comparing that to the cape on the cover of The Death Of?
I don't think it's...
I always feel like everything's a reach. I'm always like, there's no way they thought that through. But like, I've been seeing it everywhere. It's driving me nuts.
I mean, like, I wouldn't put it past Zack to do that, but...
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Him and the fucking...
I could see it being like a little nod, but not anything that specifically like pointed out or referred to in the film. It's just him putting in little Easter eggs because he's a comic geek.
Well,
you know, and I can see that. For the first 2 parts of this movie, I feel like Zack is just going to use every single scene to just beat the drum, like, Superman's dead, Superman's dead, Superman's dead. Like, I'm going to fucking die. And we're going to be in tears. Wait, no. Just
I know, seriously.
Stop hurting me.
Okay, and then...
This is the most important stuff right here.
Yes, so this is honestly the most gorgeous football game I've ever seen in my life, and I am not a huge football fan.
So good.
So beautiful.
Cool.
Like, look at this.
It was so perfectly put with the music when he leaped over the guy, you know, and then he did that little flip. Yep, and it was just like, oh, and I was like, my daughter and I were watching, and I'm poking her, going, yeah, this is totally cut. We need to see all of this, you know. She's like, yeah, I know. But
And then look at Ray's mom.
It was so exciting.
So there was actually a scene
There's
of
Ray's
this.
mom.
Yeah, there was a scene of this that I really loved, and it was when Ray made the touchdown, took his helmet off, and was cheering, and then he looked over at his mom.
I can't wait to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a beautiful moment.
Yes. Oh,
Like, Mom, I did it.
It just
I
looks
can't
so
believe
good.
this actress got
like, my baby! You know, like, it's just so awesome.
And her and Ray have been so supportive of each other. They're like literal, like almost like mother and son. Like it's adorable.
It's been really cool.
Oh, they're so cute.
All right, and then black suit in its glory.
Yeah.
Guys, this is gonna be in like part 4 of the
Baby!
Honestly, I'm so glad that he gave us that first picture of the black suit at JusticeCon, because this would have really, really frustrated me. This would have been like, okay, well, Zack, clear the fucking smoke. I need to see the... What is wrong with you?
When it comes to the black suit, I just love that Zack was like, you know, they were, you know, Warner Brothers was all, you can't have the black suit. So then he just like fucked the colors of the like regular suit and was like, yeah, I'm gonna.
And here's the thing too,
Go
like,
ahead and digitally do it later. Take that.
I'm gonna have this red and blue suit that I can definitely change and color correct into a black suit.
and here's the thing too, like.
Well, and what makes me laugh. Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
It's real quick. So, like, I've been kind of critical of the Justice League suit because, like, I wasn't a huge fan of the shiny undersuit that they did. But now knowing that Zack was gonna convert it later, it makes sense. Because if it's just a solid black, like, you won't be able to see the muscles as much if it's that same material. So the fact now that I like the suit so much more knowing that it was meant to be designed that way, and it just looks so much better.
Things about this whole thing, though,
it's
also like extremely fucking sad. It's also like kind of devastating. Like, I heard, like, he was telling this story about the black suit, like, dumb execs, and I'm like almost weeping the whole time because
it is sad.
It was so hard for you to make this freaking movie, and nobody would let you do the most base things.
Exactly.
To tell the story.
And this is the most interesting thing. Exactly. And so he was doing this, he was engineering this so that he could black suit it later, but I don't think he had any expectations of it being black suit in the released film before everything went to crap. So basically what he was doing was engineering it so that he could digitally change it to black for his own home copy. And that was
pretty much,
Like, are we not extremely lucky that this man is so invested and cares so much that he would spend time to do that? just so he could have a copy of Black Suited Superman, you know, that he made. And B, like, you're right, that's horrifically sad. That is, like, we are so lucky. Like, it's horrible that things went the way they went, but at the same time, we're so lucky because we're getting so much more than we would have gotten if he had been able to just put out a 2-hour film way back when in 2017.
I know, and now we're literally getting his full vision for this movie.
So you're right. I'm like horrified and happy all at the same time. You know,
yes, more than ever would not. And that's a sad statement in itself, that we can't just have we can't have a freaking Justice League movie, and the people, like, he's got this. It was so satisfying though, because he has the same sort of horror and awe that I have when I think about these decisions getting made. Like, someone told him that it was that it needed to be a 2-hour movie, and he was like, "Yeah,
you're joking.
I'm gonna make a 2-hour Justice League movie." Okay, like, you know, like the same. Like, it's the Justice League, guys. Like, this is your tentpole. This is the middle pole, and you want to do it in 2 hours or less.
I just can't believe. I can't believe it.
Who's making it, and you want to not trust the dude who got you this far, who gave you Wonder Woman,
exactly,
who Man of Steel's universe, and you don't want to trust him in the first place, and you think that this is going to go well. Like, not enough people were fired. More people should have lost their jobs over this, especially considering even return money. Like, it's money, guys. Like, at least I thought that was the one language that they spoke, you know?
Yeah. It's amazing. And like, truly, like, when he was saying that, he was like, but, like, you know, like, Batman v Superman was only 2 characters, and that took 3 hours, and Man of Steel already had his origin story. You know, how could I possibly do Justice League with 6 characters and only 2 hours? And it was like, we would have been so cheated in the end. We would have been cheated horribly had this actually just happened the way it should have happened, you know?
I know, but now we're getting it's 4 hours. A 4-hour Justice League movie.
4 hours! I'm so excited.
Okay, can I be like a...
and it's like all the character. Go for it, Al.
Yeah, you're good, Al.
Can I be like a bit of a like art nerd here?
Yeah.
Like
no.
gush about art. So
go for it.
So one of the things I really liked about this scene when I first saw it was just the way that the entire, like, the way Superman's figure is all black, but the emblem is like a silver. Like, when I first saw that scene, I was like, oh, I have to draw that. And I ended up drawing it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not really well.
But yeah, that was such a beautiful scene to me, and I was like, I had to get that on paper.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous.
Really
about, like,
the cape is flapping.
Yeah.
Yes, this.
Yes.
Can I talk with the visual of, like, coming out of the fortress, though? It is the fortress, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, I'm gonna just try and say this in, like, the most polite way possible. It's like a birthing or something, because it looks like he's coming.
Yes.
Like, when you look at the walls.
Jesus emerging from the tomb.
You know, the inside
is that evoking visual?
Yep.
You know, with the round shape.
The first scene when he ever came out with the suit on, you know, when he did very similar, you know, so.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially because they talked about how, like, the Victorian...
Zack loves putting him against light.
It's very, like, fertility-based,
yes.
like, the imagery that they have. So it really is, like, literally, like, he's birthed out of his ship, kind of.
And it's a rebirth.
Yep.
You know, it's just, I'm so excited.
Okay, so I think that's also one of my favorite shots of this trailer too. So now kind of going back to the Wonder Woman thing that we mentioned earlier. So we know that this all gets blown up at some point. Now, does this happen and then the bomb goes off anyway and then all these kids die?
No, because you can see in the back of it, there's like already.
Okay, you actually.
You look behind her. Yeah, that window's not normal. All that daylight coming in through, that's not normal. That's not a door. That's not a window. That's an exploded wall. You know, I don't know what she did, but I think she did manage to.
So she's like clearly comforting. She's comforting these kids after the explosion, after the action, which is like always like a sort of a brief moment of genuine kindness that, you know, Joss Whedon would never put in a movie.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's so beautiful too, and it's so simple, and I love it so much. And
yeah.
look, like
All
she's
about
kneeling down, and yet we're not seeing up her skirt. I mean, concept.
Donna Troy, huh?
The thing that I love about Zack's movies is just like he just details that are really nice.
Look at her smile here.
I love it.
I love
Okay.
All right, what's the laughter about? People said they'd be crying.
But like,
for anyone who's listening to this, because you can't see what we're seeing, Nick is just tracing Gal's face.
Like gently caressing her face with the mouth.
I didn't see that.
So that is laughter.
this is like unrelated, but you know how like when Captain Marvel came out, like some people were saying that like, oh, you don't like it because she doesn't smile, but like I've been thinking lately that like, yeah, Gal's Diana, like she doesn't smile that often.
It's like
Zack
you
Snyder.
smile when you have a reason to smile,
Exactly,
but if you give the characters a
exactly.
moment where it's like appropriate and good for them to smile and they keep smiling, then what's the point? You know,
Yeah,
it's like
like,
you
yeah,
didn't
then
smile
it's
that
like,
much,
you know.
but then
Smile with
because the events of the movie aren't happy, but like this is a moment where she does need to smile, and she does, and she delivers.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because she's
that's like
comforting, someone. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that like, and it's not that like, oh, this female character doesn't smile. That's not it. Like people love Gal's Diana because she's like she has that power and she has that intensity, and when she needs to, like she can be comforting and like a reassuring presence, you know?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
The thing is that
Exactly.
I don't feel like I've seen anything out of Gal that like covers the kind of ground that this moment has. Like I just don't feel like we have a lot of like, really warm from the outside moments, and this is so warm from the inside. This is so intimate with her. It's almost something that other portrayals are afraid to show for Wonder Woman, and I think this makes me feel like she's Wonder Woman. This is the comic that makes me feel like, oh yeah, that makes me feel like a Wonder Woman comic.
Yeah. And just like on top of the whole like Diana not really smiling, I just love that there's obviously this one that's coming up in Justice League, and then the only other time I can think of like non-Wonder Woman movies, obviously like BVS Diana is like her sardonic smile to Bruce, and that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like
I
like the fact
smile.
I love it. It's one of my favorites. Shout out to Amber.
Oh,
No, that's like her.
and, like,
yeah.
No, but like her
yeah.
smile in the middle of battle was also pretty cool, which was another one that like the fanboys like got fucking triggered about.
Why would
Sorry,
she like
I'm sorry I
war?
swore. I'm so sorry, Nick.
You're good.
Yeah.
That's like great. I love that it's that range of like why she's smiling. Like you know what I mean? It's just like fantastic.
Because she hasn't been fighting for like how many years? She hasn't fought a good battle in like I don't know.
Exactly.
Like I don't know how Wonder Woman 84 will be, but like if we take Wonder Woman 84 out of the equation, she hasn't fought a good battle since Ares. This is probably like Nirvana to her.
Yep.
She's like,
Yeah,
holy
she's a
cow!
trained
I realize how much I missed this.
Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
She trained her whole life like as a warrior, you know? Like,
My son, Nick, you can't just do that to me. Oh my god, my son.
You're welcome. All right, so this scene. Okay, obviously we've seen this before in the original Comic-Con trailer, and then this scene was also leaked online after the fact.
Yeah, without the CGI.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember when that came out. Oh my god, those crappy ass leaks.
Like Grant Gustin, who?
I honestly just feel like I've seen this scene before, though, because I just didn't give a fuck about any of the effects when you have these two incredibly hot actors that have that much chemistry. Like, so I was like, oh, did they finish some
I
stuff
can't wait
on
to
this
see
scene?
this.
Because I
Like
feel
fun?
bored.
Yeah.
Looks at him,
Like-
looks at her. I'm
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find someone who looks at you the way Iris looks at Barry.
Seriously.
I know, it's completely that moment of, oh, these
Look
two
at
are
her.
obviously going
Look
to
at
be a
this.
thing, and I can't wait. So, I know. Good. Honestly, I'm really excited for this scene too, just to see how Zack depicts the Flash and his fast motion, like the way that when we got the leaked CGI scene and stuff like that, you could see like the ground rippling under his feet, the asphalt, the fact that the window shatters. I am fascinated to see how he depicts the Flash moving so fast in a world that seems slow, because he's that, like, I don't know. I feel like Zack could do a really awesome job with that, and I truly cannot wait. So,
well, and he gets
besides two awesome hot actors, I'm totally excited for this.
Well, like everything else with Zack's superheroes, he moves through the world, and he doesn't get to not affect the things around him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Dent in the ground when he takes off. Flash rips up the asphalt when he's running. There are consequences to everything. Like his entire thesis of like the physics, the metaphysics of the universe really are just like invested in the fact that there are consequences, and the fact that these things affect the world around them, and the world around them is breakable.
Exactly. And it's not just
I really like
it's awesome and everything's cool. It's a matter of this. Yeah, I've always loved that. It's so exciting. I can't wait.
With Man of Steel,
I'm still thinking
when Fiora was like fighting Dark for the first time, and like the way that the Kryptonians like when she took down like 4 or 5 soldiers in like 2 seconds. Like
that was like.
The way that he depicted that speed, like, just makes me see how he does, like, Barry's version of,
Yeah.
And just
I'm so excited.
So on Kiersey, if anyone knows this, is this high fashion Iris, or is this, like, deep nerd Iris? Because I can't tell the difference anymore.
It's like cuddly.
I was gonna say it's high fashion, deep nerd, and honestly,
it's both.
I can't wait.
Like you're like sophisticated, but you also like snuggle under a blanket.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah.
I accept that because I literally. The sweater is killer. Like the sweater and the lip color interacting. Holy crap! I mean, I expected no less. I wrote a whole freaking series on, how everyone's hot in these films. But, like, shit.
Zack Snyder gets it, man. He gets it.
He does. And honestly, like, Andy Muschietti really needs to just confirm her in the movie already, because if he doesn't, he's going to get it.
He's going to have a ride.
I was going to say, at this point, I'm going to be kind of mad, It's not allowed. She is Iris. She is the Iris for this iteration. She just needs to be there, period. End of story. Yep.
Okay, so now we're a minute into the trailer.
Okay. Whoever on Twitter took the screen cap and said Cyborg having a sad in the cemetery. I think of that every single time I see this frame now. And yet I love it so much that I'm like, he is having a sad and I need to hug him.
So I think for this scene, isn't that him digging up Superman's grave?
No, this isn't Smallville.
He looks pretty mad. I'm thinking
I think
it's
that's
Mom's grave.
No, you know what? I think some people said that it's his own grave.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
He's kind of a cool spot. I was going to say, I'm not going to lie about that.
Hold on. How do they know it's his grave? What gives them that idea?
Well, because it has to be either his or one of his or his mom's. Because it wouldn't be anyone else's.
I don't know why anyone would say it's his.
Maybe because
he blames himself.
I think it's a cool idea, but I mean, there's no proof of it.
Yeah, there's no proof.
Yeah, I mean, there's no proof it's his mom either.
A black and white picture of him in the cemetery, but I can't remember if there were any gravestones with names on them.
His mom is dead though, so it would make sense to assume it's.
Yeah, Rebecca.
I'm just saying. I'm not gonna fight for it.
Do it.
Okay, but it's a beautifully shot scene, and it's probably gonna be one of the saddest scenes in the movie, probably.
Are we gonna
Oh
lose?
man, I can't wait for this
passes out
Cyborg
his dad?
film thing.
I'm hoping that footage.
Hey, Nick, I saw that. I saw you taking screen caps.
Actually, I'm not.
Good boy.
Who's taking screen caps then?
Oh, somebody else did that.
Oh, I was like, who's taking? Oh, it's Emily. I was like, who's taking screen caps?
That'd be me. Who's screen capping? Oh, that's me. Okay.
Yeah, I really want to see more just like Cyrus, like what scenes with Silas and Victor are actually gonna look like. Because like I don't know what in the theatrical cut was even Zack's, if there was any Zack's footage of the two of them. You know.
I don't know that there was. Yep.
That would kind of blow, to be honest, because that was like I remember being in the theater and actually like sitting there and being like, oh yeah, like Ray's pretty good, and then that scene happened and I was like, fuck, I was wrong. Ray is fucking amazing.
Yep, I agree.
Ray is so good. Like I was literally like, I'm not really terribly interested in Cyborg. I'm just here for the snacks, whatever.
The snacks.
And then
You're crazy.
Danielle.
And then Ray started talking and I was like, oh fuck, like this is gonna be.
Like Ray's got that. Like Ray has that like he's got that kind of voice that you would probably hear like in I don't know where you would hear it, but like one of those smooth jazz things.
It's also very
Thank
classically trained.
That popped into my head. Smooth jazz. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He could absolutely do.
He's
He could
awesome. I can't
absolutely
wait.
do Shakespeare.
Oh yeah. He's
I mean,
like
he's a theater actor.
yeah.
He is a theater actor first and foremost.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Wait, can you?
That's where we found him.
okay. So do we want to talk about this Batman shot? Because we've it's not new.
Yes, because I swear,
Big fuck Batman.
who in their right mind was like, let's go ahead and just put a plastic
I know.
freaking piece of crap in front of this shot? Are you insane? Like, I honestly, I don't understand.
And Elfman's
Josh was
crappy
like, you know what?
theme.
This shot
Josh
is
was
too
like,
awesome
skeleton
to go and Zack,
scary.
so I had to screw it up somehow so that they know that it was mine. Like, I just don't know the reasoning behind that. I just don't.
I think they were trying to go for like something mysterious.
Is this okay?
Yeah, but it came out stupid.
I mean, it's part of the whole stupid like self-referential.
We'd already seen it in the trailer. We knew it existed. We're waiting for the plastic to move, and it never does. And I was like, "What is this crap?" So
Is
yeah,
this-
I got
okay.
really upset.
I'm just noticing it now, but is this supposed to be on top of like a Gotham Police Department thing? Because does that thing say
With death.
Protect and serve.
Hey, excuse me. That is Gotham Police symbol
Oh yeah, it's Gotham
Death?
City.
with death.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying because it says protect and serve, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's Gotham.
But that protect and serve shot wasn't originally in the original trailer or in the movie.
Oh my God,
so
is that what the
that's
plastic
new.
on
We
it?
didn't see
That's
that
true.
before.
It was not.
Excuse me. Someone put the plastic in front of that because of that? Because this is
Oh my god. Oh,
Oh.
man. Oh, shut up. If that's the reason. What the fuck?
I mean, that's death crouching over this symbol. That's fucked
Yeah.
up. Like, that's real.
It's totally messed
Oh,
up,
shit.
but it's totally Zack. Like, yeah, it's just like the little cartoon in Batman v Superman.
Yep.
It's fake at a point. It's like, are we sure this is the right way to go? And boy, was that really well.
Oh, here it is.
So yeah.
And then here's Martha Manhunter.
Oh yeah. Okay, I hate
Girls.
Martin Manhunter.
I gotta say something.
Oh, here we go.
Making this John was a huge mistake. I hope that he changes his mind. Joss has not had a theatrical Bechdel test in some not Joss. Zack has not had a theatrical
Say what now?
Bechdel test some fucking time, and he needs this scene. And he needs this scene to actually be Martha. And I think he should reverse the decision and like fuck the like the plans and everything. And I respect the drawings and everything. He needs to reverse course.
I get you.
I'm really confused.
I
Why
hate
would
the idea
John-
of Martha and Lois having a beautiful scene together and then it not being Martha. I admit that bugs me.
Yeah, I get you. I get that.
Martha
Like,
and Lois being
I feel like if
together
they could
where it's
literally
truly
have
Martha. I need
him.
that.
Both characters deserve this. Both characters
Yes.
deserve this after all of the things that they've been through in this series. Like this feels eventual. This feels like what they deserve. And taking that away by having a twist at the end really does bother me.
Well, here's
Really does.
actually, you know what? Thinking about it,
Me too.
here's my quick little thoughts on it. Like I'm partially there with you, Danielle. Like I'm excited to see Martian Manhunter. Like the choice of scene could be better, but I don't. If Zack does end up keeping his original plan in this for it being Martian Manhunter, I don't think it's this scene. Because remember, like Lois walks out of a cafe at some point in the movie because Zack is in that scene. So maybe it's at that cafe.
I hope so.
So it's two different scenes, so they get the emotional scene here.
I'm worried that it's not the cafe they're sitting at. I'm worried that it's Lois's kitchen table they're sitting at.
It's also really upsetting.
This is what I always thought, and that makes me very nervous.
One thing that I really don't like about it too is that like it's Martian Manhunter like in Lois's home.
Yeah, pretending and talking to her about something vulnerable. Like
there's something like really like a little bit about that. I'm just not.
I know. I don't know.
I don't understand. Like,
I really, it's one of those things.
Rebecca, I'm sorry.
But I'm waiting to see it in its reality before I judge it really harshly, you know. But yeah.
Rebecca, go ahead.
I know what I hope for.
What would be John's motivation to talk to Lois? Because like, I feel like it's the same
thing that all the fans have been doing. Like, which of Clark's friends are gonna check in on Lois? I just don't get it because, like, first of all, nobody fucking knows about them for a reason.
But if he wants to check on her, he can just call her because he's already the general and like she knows him.
That's the thing, right? Because they have a relationship already. He can show up as Swanwick and it's not suspicious.
Yeah.
Because Swanwick has a stronger relationship with Lois than he does with Superman.
Yep.
And that's the thing that fans need to come to terms with. They need to stop fixating on all things metaphysical and start realizing that John's actual relationship with Lois Lane, and that is something that come into play. I mean, like, and I don't understand why he wouldn't show up as Swanwick because she definitely his space.
And here's the thing, like,
hey, we're friends, and he was like, no, we're not. And like that's the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Yeah, and I'm totally with you there. And like, here's the thing, and here's the thing, like, if Martian Manhunter is in this movie, either way, they have to get Harry Lennox to shoot those scenes. So if they already have to do that,
because they did say it wasn't filmed.
Yeah, so if they already have to get Harry Lennox back, and all you need is a scene of him and Lois, then just film a scene of him and Amy Adams. Like, you don't need a whole crew of people there. Like, it's just... You're right, it's not that hard, especially because she already knows him.
Yeah. Like, I know a lot of people were saying, like, oh, why is Martian Manhunter, visiting them so soon? Why can't it be, Diana or Bruce? I remember someone said that. And I was like, first of all, Diana...
Tired of that shit.
I don't think Diana would, go and visit someone who's more
unless it's just like an artificial female thing,
Yeah.
I mean,
Bruce visit him?
They don't have a relationship. She doesn't have a relationship with Clark. Like, everybody, the Justice League did not happen in the last 30 seconds of Batman versus Superman. I don't know. Like, I don't think they didn't become fast friends. They're not in love. Nothing like that happened. Like, they just barely know each other. Diana has some professional respect, and Bruce has a whole lot of guilt. That's what they have. If Bruce is visiting because he has guilt, then honestly, fork him. Because I'm not into it. You killed her fiance. Back off.
I like how you hold back your cussing now after you've already cussed so many times in front of my child.
I'm trying so hard, Nick. It's the most proud thing.
I just realized something.
I mean, she's gonna walk around saying fork. It's not gonna be better.
Oh God! I just realized if that really is John, he just hugs her like that. That's a little.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it's this scene. If Zack keeps it, I don't think it's this scene.
I really hope it's not this scene because he needs a Bechdel test passed. Because the Ultimate Edition does pass the Bechdel test, but the theatrical did not.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, and it's like, I'm sorry, what are these two going to do? They're going to be the two supporting each other because they both loved him and they lost him. Like,
and
that's what's obviously going to happen. I need to see that. I want to see that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right, and then...
We just need women to talk to each other. So this is not the Trident.
Right.
Did you notice the crab on the corner?
Part of the Justice League.
Oh, yeah. So this is... So that's Arthur's... That's his mom's trident, or his quindent, or whatever.
Is this him stripping off his armor and throwing it down in front of her and being like, I don't work.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I don't think so. I feel like... Because I still think he has to... I don't know.
Man. The attitude.
I think she offers it to him, and he rejects it, maybe.
He's like, just like, bad shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Take that shit. I don't want
Yeah.
to.
Because he starts off with a real chip on his shoulder, like, bad.
You know what's funny?
Look
Like,
at
I've
the way
been...
he walks backwards into that wave, like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, the sass, man.
And also, like, it's like watching this, I've been thinking a lot about this scene. So, like, I know, like, James Wan kind of made some remarks about, like, oh, he doesn't like the whole air bubble thing. But, like, thinking about it, and especially after watching Aquaman, like, they can use that to their advantage because most Atlanteans can't breathe air. And that gives them an amount of privacy, so, like, if she needs to talk to him about something, that, like, not everyone else is going to have to hear it or going to want to hear it, you know? So, like...
I like the convention. I think it's really...
I agree. And for that purpose, I'm totally down with seeing that. It's just that half of that scene was Joss. And it was
I'm just talking about, like, in general, like, now that we know that Zack's doing it,
Yeah, so I'm very curious to see this one and see how it's managed and how, you know, because I agree with you. I think that's a really nice way to do it. So, yeah, I'm very curious.
And also, I think Artyom made a good point in showing this, like, and boldly showing Amber Heard. Like, obviously, like, I don't think he was going to cut her from the movie, but in the midst of everything going on, to boldly put her in a whole shot of just her in this trailer, I think speaks volumes as to how Zack feels about her.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do you know the part of the song that is playing over this part?
Yeah. I told the truth. I didn't come to fool you. Yeah.
I did come here to fool you. Yep. I love it. This whole thing and how the lyrics match up beautifully is so cool.
Yeah.
So awesome.
And obviously, like, if we're going to have any Johnny Depp fans in our mentions or whatever, I'm not sorry. Bye.
We're already friends. How are you guys? I can't hear you anymore. You're also muted.
Oh, I don't feel bad. Okay, and Amber is beautiful. Moving on. Alright, and then this we've also have seen before.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Seen it 100
So is this fully developed? Like,
it's I would say it's probably like 95% there.
Okay.
Because I will say, when they did first show it in that little, like, 30-second teaser with Diana and everything, it did look a little, like, he looked a little two-dimensional. Like physically two-dimensional. Like, so it didn't look 100% rendered there, but this looks way better. It's almost there.
Yep.
And then, you know, and of course we've seen it before, so, like, we don't need to delve too much into it. And then, of course, here's also Darkseid, apparently, to some people.
Oh, yeah, people are saying, is that Darkseid? No, it's not Darkseid, it's Desaad.
I know, like, but isn't it funny? So I shared this thing the other day of, like...
Wait, no, he's that one guy I heard people talking about. Who is that?
And I get so funny, too, because I shared this thing the other day of, like, comparing this Desaad to Smallville's Desaad. And Smallville's Desaad is just some, like, model-looking dude who owns a sex club. And it's just so funny, like, going from that to this.
He is? Oh my god, Mr. Pitter licked him.
This armor, though.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Look at all the detail in it, too.
Look at,
like,
he looks so creepy. I cannot.
Okay, it reminds me of the Superman suit with the like, it reminds me of the Superman suit with the words engraved in the armor.
The Joseph Campbell quote. Yeah.
I
wouldn't be surprised if Zack, like,
shell-like.
Yeah.
In the same way, the way that they put their over armor over their jumpsuit.
Yeah. It looks really good.
Alien.
And that's the thing, like, that's the one thing I've never really understood about the comics, like, how come, like, Darkseid looks like an actual alien, and how come everyone else on Apocalypse looks like a human? That's never made any sort of sense to me. So, like, Zack actually being like, okay, Desaad looks different, and Steppenwolf looks different. Like, Steppenwolf isn't just some dude with a beard, you know? Like,
I like the hood. It's really doing it for me.
It's just a really good design.
Cool.
Like, it's just really cool. It's just really cool.
I was super into Steppenwolf, and I was, like, pretty much Team Steppenwolf all the way, and now I'm kind of like,
Desaad.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I have thoughts.
I wonder
I
if the
think this
markings
is
that
the
are on
future.
the armor are gonna match kind of like what's on the mother boxes as well.
Oh yeah. I
Also, I
agree.
think this scene is like part of the future
baby.
sequence. I think this scene is part of the future sequence because of the fire in the background.
Oh,
It's hard to tell. I mean, obviously we'll find out eventually. We'll find out in the movie, but like, it's really hard to say because
That'd
it's
be
just
cool.
Actually, you know what? Almost something about it. That backwards like explosion shot almost kind of reminds me of like Jor-El's like flying thing from Man of Steel a little bit.
Yo, don't make me think these things.
That Darkseid was on Krypton too.
Also,
Oh,
it's
no.
freaking cool, like, how these shots know exactly what not to show.
Yeah.
The use of shadow in this scene is just, like, really, really, really powerful because it makes you sort of, like, intrigued.
oh yes.
And you're looking closer at this dude when usually you'd just be like, oh, an alien. They did a really good job on that alien. This time you're like, who is that? Fuck. What the hell? You know?
I'm sorry, I feel like I like that alien. That is a nice alien.
That is a nice alien. I think they did a good job.
You're right,
They really did. Like honestly, like it's just honestly it looks so much more like.
I mean, that's how I feel when I see a Marvel movie. Is I'm just sort of like, oh, they did a good job on that. That's a pretty good alien.
Nicely rendered.
Nice. Yeah.
That CGI doesn't have a ripple. Very.
All right.
That Iron Man suit almost looks real.
Yeah, right.
That's, by the way, how my grandparents sound. If anyone's wondering.
And then we get Cyborg crying.
Ah, man.
That one tear that
my
like
boy.
falls
Don't
down.
mess up.
I need him.
And just how he's like stumbling too.
You have to show the tear, Nick, please.
Yeah.
I know.
Get to the tear. There it is. Oh.
Tear
Ray
There it is.
Fisher acted his face off in this movie.
Literally.
He killed
Acting
it.
his face off.
Can you imagine?
He's gonna be
like,
amazing.
Like going to see the Justice League movie and being like, where's the part where I literally cry my guts out? Are you serious?
I
I
know.
cried my guts out,
Yeah.
bro, so we could
Didn't they
not.
have to like? I feel so bad
Yep.
for them, like having to go to the premiere and like watch that
Yeah.
I know.
abomination
Yeah.
and like
I-
promote
Oh
it.
gosh, yeah.
I can't believe
Yeah,
that Barry's
Oh,
in
yeah.
the
And they had to know in the reshoots that this was going bad, that
Yep.
this was going south. They had
Yeah.
to know that it was going to be radically different, you know. And
Yeah, I
he's
think-
so unhappy, and I just
Yeah.
this poor guy.
Like,
But
one
like,
thing
I
that
mean,
bothers...
someone did like
Yeah.
a breakdown of Amy's face during her scene with Martha in Justice League. Like, she just looked like she wanted to die and she didn't want to be there.
Okay.
Yeah,
But go ahead,
I
Al.
love like the CG of this suit though, because like the way like Cyborg
Yeah, I was
is
gonna
moving
say.
is so robotic,
It
but then
is.
because of like Ray's performance, like that it has that perfect divide of the whole like machine and man thing.
It really does. It
Yeah.
really does. It
Because
looks
the way
really
he's
good.
moving,
Yeah.
he's stumbling, but like it's so
he
like
looks,
you can
I
tell
don't know, he
he's,
looks
you know,
damaged or weird or injured.
Yeah.
One, you know, like the
Yeah.
way he walks is radically different than he walks in other
Is
things.
he-
And so there's something going on. I don't know what it is, but
Is
I
he
know
Or
even
is the
though I would cry
technology
a lot.
in his body trying to stop him from doing anything about
I
this?
think
I don't know.
that's
That's
what-
really an
And
interesting
that's
question. Yeah.
very possible. Yes.
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah,
Because
like, I think,
he's walking
Oh,
toward a
no,
mother
this is
box
gonna kill
right
me.
now.
Yeah,
yeah, like
and
the
he's walking
technology is based on
back.
his emotions.
Danger as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yep.
And then here's
Oh,
here's
killer
our
song.
small boy.
That little bean. There's little
He's tiny.
Look at her.
There's our girl.
My God.
Oh man, I missed her so much.
Okay, this
I'm
is
so
like,
excited to get Leslie back, like to real.
And just like Gal,
Oh.
there's so much
It's
content
just-
in this like
Yeah,
couple. Like
Yeah.
Amy,
Yeah.
you're
Just-
a-
they're just like acting their absolute faces off in
She
this
knows
movie,
how
and then
to
compared
just beat
to
it
how
out, I know.
how dead
So
that they
excited.
look in the Justice reshoots compared to like the amount of emotion that they just managed to convey in like one
gosh.
shot.
and she's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
run,
And no wig.
Oh, yeah.
run all
Look
the way
at
to
her
here.
face. She's gonna run. I know. Yeah, she is. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm ready.
See, one thing that never made sense to me in like the Justice League movie was how Bruce had decided, oh yeah, Lois is going to be my contingency plan. First of all, why would Lois want to get into a car with the man who tried to murder the love of her life? Like, there was no way she was gonna.
Didn't talk to her directly. I mean, that's the weird thing. Is that he just like fucking sends his butler? Like, creepy, dude. What's your problem?
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I agree. Like, I really wonder, like.
Not a creeper, okay?
Well, here's the thing.
You're literally taking me off somewhere to shoot me. Like, this seems shady as hell.
Yeah.
Like, it's the mafia.
Well, and the problem is, like that car in Justice League, it didn't arrive. It was always there.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that everything that happened before, she's cool with sitting in the car being like, they can handle it, it's fine.
Oh,
I know.
When did they call her?
Now I'll get out, you know. What in the
Oh, remember, yeah, Lois was the big gun.
No sense.
Yeah.
Also, like,
that when you're a female character, you actually can't do or say anything until a male character.
Yeah, until the guy tells you to. You know,
So
and it's like,
that's
oh, okay, so the love of her life is suddenly alive and really confused, and she's just gonna let him feed on everybody else for a while. Like, okay, because that's totally Lois Lane. She doesn't just run headlong into danger.
And also, the scene doesn't make sense because she's out of breath by the time she gets there.
also,
right?
also, like,
We ran like really hard to get out of the car, okay? Like,
That's the gross part.
oh yeah, like, also, like, another thing. What was I gonna say? Oh my god, I forgot.
Sorry, Al, we talk over you a lot.
But no, like, God, what was I gonna say? I completely forgot.
Oh, anyway, moving on.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I remember. I quickly remembered. Like, why would they, No, I remember, Nick. I promise.
You're gonna make him forget, guys.
Okay, quick thing. Like, they brought Lois to that place, but how did they know that the mother box was gonna bring him back if it was, like, definite?
there is a lot of questions
They
that
didn't.
were not answered, and they
Exactly.
did not get through.
It was just, well, maybe just in case, you know. And it's, what are they telling her? Like, you know, we're going to try to bring him back. We want you here in case it goes bad. Or just sit in this car. And if we need you, we'll tell you. Like,
It just makes
is
no
so
sense.
ambiguous
And what if they failed?
horrifically lame. I hate it. I hate it so much.
And what if they failed?
I
They'd be
can't
like,
wait for the
oh,
real one.
sorry, we couldn't bring your dead lover
Our
back to
bad,
life.
you know, yep. We'll go
False
put
alarm.
it back in the ground now.
It's just,
Apologies,
and it's just
you
the
know,
idea,
like,
they're like, oh yeah, like you were saying, because the car didn't arrive. It's like, oh, like, we're gonna bring him back. We're gonna predict that he's gonna come back here, and you're just gonna be there. Like,
Yep.
it was just like,
okay.
and then
It's
they're
just
like,
smacks the bad TV writing, dude.
and they're just like, I'm so glad everything went according to plan. But
Bruce's back is bleeding.
You know-
Bruce's back is broken. Yep, according to plan.
yep.
All right, and then, all right. So can I just say, like, I know this is very deliberate, and especially with the song choice, but like, this literally looks like it could have been
Yeah.
pulled from Watchmen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, with the explosion.
Yeah.
And it's like, and look at him, like, look how torn, like, he's literally looking, like, he's dying. Like, his hair is on fire, his nose is bleeding,
is.
his skin looks, you know, deteriorating. Like, it's so sad. And look at the emotion in his eyes. Like,
Oh.
the emotion
Exactly.
missing.
Like,
From,
he knows that
He
he's
loves
going
his
to die,
son.
but he's
Well, no,
gonna do it for his son.
No, of course he knows. He's the one who
Exactly.
pressed the button.
That was his finger. Exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that
presses
was.
the button. He presses the button. So
Yep. So he did it on purpose, and I'm not.
I'm
sure,
waiting for people
but,
to
you know,
think
I'm sure it was
this-
a sacrifice of some kind.
I'm waiting
And
for
I'm
people to
desperate to see
sync
this
this
scene.
scene up with Kent. Like, that's what I don't understand. It's not already happened. Like, this seems like the most obvious parallel to me.
I saw.
Well, I think I've seen it just set of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. At least we're doing our work.
mhm. All right, so then we get Connie Nielsen back in what's probably her best
wait,
look.
wait. Can we go back for a second? Wait. Go back.
Where?
To the close up of Cyborg because of Steppenwolf behind him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you know his
Wow.
armor grew?
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed. Well, yeah. We'll talk about that in a second, but yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
is bad.
Like, I'm just so curious how this scene is going to play out
Oh,
with
God, I know.
Steppenwolf just like there, and like
Oh,
what?
me too.
Oh,
Like he just sits
Well,
there and watches.
and it's possible if Steppenwolf showed up that his father, you know, that Cyrus knew that the whole world was in danger, and it
so
was
then he
better
pressed the button.
try to
Yeah,
destroy it than to let Steppenwolf have it. Yeah.
yeah.
Which wouldn't surprise me at all, you know. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, and I will say, I'm sad to see this is going to be a thing. You know, I understand that it's hard to watch death, and it's hard to watch another black man die, and it's hard to watch, you know, the kind of, I don't know, I'm going to put it in quotes here, the typical, you know, somebody has to die thing going on. But at the same time, like, it brings me back to Into the Spider-Verse when they talked about, like, how each of them had that one person that set them on this path to be their Spider character, you know, and for me it was my father, and it was my uncle, and it was my, you know, my best friend. Like, this is it. And losing his mom in the car accident did not make him Cyborg the superhero. It put him on the path to get there, but it's not what is going to give him that oomph and that push and that drive to be Cyborg and go out and be heroic. And this, unfortunately, is. And so it's a very important part of his journey, and it's going to suck, and it hurts, but I get it. Like,
I've been back like Cyborg so much, he decided to ruin his life.
Yeah, like, I think in terms of, like, the whole idea of, you know, black characters dying for the sake of pushing some kind of pain for somebody to get better, I think, you know, in my experience, it's mostly in regards to, you know, the token black character getting killed for the sake of, you know, white pain. But in this instance, it doesn't really bother me because I know that, you know, despite this black man dying in this movie, he's doing it in a form of self-sacrifice to not only save the world, but to save his only son, who will then carry on, you know, his, you know, triumphant legacy of being a hero. So it's sad to see him die, but at the same time, there is a purpose and a reason to it.
I was talking with this, like, about Dash the other day, because, like, it does, like, feel bad to, like, see him die, because, you know, like, black characters get killed so often.
Too often.
Yeah. But, like, I understand this one. Like, I understand why it's necessary. So, like, even though, like, instinctually it hurts, like, I understand why it has to happen, you know?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then, okay. I was like, how do we continue? I was like, I don't want to, like... Yeah. It's the No, I was just gonna say that, like, I as far as what I think is the next portion of this is that, I mean, I know when Zack showed it on Barrow that it was, like, the newer Steppenwolf with the mother box, like, holding it. But obviously it's gonna be, like, but it's gonna be, like, his version of Steppenwolf now, so, man, that is, like, I know I'm already going to be emotional during this scene, but I'm pretty sure Steppenwolf's just going to grab it and be, like, a total ass about it, too.
Oh, he will.
Oh, it's right?
Right? And then, and I'm just going to be like, oh my god, fuck you, like, I will kill you!
But if that is what happens, like, that is the most intimidating that I can ever see Steppenwolf, because
he's just
like, he's a villain.
Like, like, you just watched your father die, like, he sacrificed himself. Here, let me just go grab this, the thing you were trying to destroy, and just be like, I got it. Like, oh god, what an asshole.
See, all that, nothing, dude, you know, and that'll give Cyborg a lot of drive to want to take this dude down. And I'll be like, go, Ray, go! Get him!
Frickin' face him.
That's right. Hit him again! So, yeah.
Well, he's gonna get his head chopped off, so he's gonna get his.
I know. I'm so excited. It's gonna be great.
And I cannot wait for, like, the outrage. Like, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, they made Diana kill somebody in such a brutal way."
Yeah, like Thor didn't chop off Thanos' head.
Yeah. But okay.
Okay, moving on. Finally. Okay. He looks so damn good.
Lucky boy!
Oh
my. But it's like, it's different, you know? Like,
It's so different.
Like, I like the way that his armor moves.
Yeah, the armor moving is awesome.
Yeah, it's like
really
his
cool.
skin is really moving. Cool. Like, his skin getting used to the world around him, and it's adapting, and that's why it's moving around him.
I love that they're going to have that so apparent with, like, Cyborg and Steppenwolf and the characters. That movement, and, like, the technology.
I can't wait.
Oof.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
so
no,
good.
he's
Fine.
And he just looks so
So
like
cool.
he looks
Oh,
so
no,
much
I'm
more
sorry.
menacing
I'm
in this.
talking about the waistline. Yes. And I hate that nerds are getting mad that it doesn't look like the comics.
Fuck
Fuck
him.
off.
Oh, I miss you guys. All right.
I don't care.
We miss you too, Katie. Okay, so
Deal with it, man. Move on.
Like, people being like, oh yeah, the comic accuracy. I'm like, if you put a comic accurate Steppenwolf into this, like, vision,
it would suck.
it'll look fucking stupid. Like, it'll just look so
Thank you.
dumb. Not that it fucking matters anyway.
I mean,
I
we
know.
already started the heavy metal aesthetic. It's not gonna. If you don't like it, just tap out. Like, it's over.
Yeah.
It's not that deep.
Okay to be like, this isn't my thing. But we've been telling people that for years, and they don't listen to us.
And then this shot.
Therefore,
Like
outrage.
something.
Yeah.
You can just walk
It
away.
looks
It's
good
okay.
anyway. Just like,
Oh,
God,
it's so
have
cool.
some taste.
So this scene is actually like really different from the original one from the trailer because there wasn't a lot of all this fire. On
It's more detailed and there's more to the shot than we saw before too.
Yeah.
And I
So
think
much
Aquaman and Cyborg wasn't in the shot also.
Well, that in the theatrical cut, yeah, but in the initial trailer, they were, yeah.
The initial trailer were, yeah.
Yeah.
And she does
Rebecca
It's gonna
the,
be
she
so
does the
exciting.
shall we? Yeah.
Shall we? We're like, yes, we shall.
I think, you know
see
what's
you later,
really
Rebecca.
Bye, Rebecca.
Bye, Rebecca.
Well, bye, Rebecca.
Oh, bye. There's like one shot in Justice League that like is used from this footage, and you like, and the way they framed it in the movie, they had it like just slightly, like they cut off just enough so you couldn't see like that he had mirrored the shot. And it pisses me off every time I've ever seen like a screenshot of it, because you can see that she's holding the shield on the wrong side, and I was like, oh my god, like,
Holy cow.
yeah,
He
like,
really counted on the fact that we would not pay attention, didn't
It's
he?
like-
He
it's
doesn't
like-
know
Oh, wait,
it.
it was it really mirrored? Because I remember I saw it. It wasn't mirrored. It was just her by herself.
it's just no, I don't know if it was one of the trailers or maybe like I don't know. I haven't looked at any of that shit in years. So like,
Good on you.
Of course you haven't.
like am I projecting? I don't know. Maybe like I have to genuinely like YouTube it. But there's one particular shot. I don't know if it was in the movie or if it was in one of the trailers that they recut or whatever. But you can
Interesting.
fucking see that it's mirrored, and I'm just
I
like,
think I know what you're talking about. I've seen what you're talking about. Yeah. It sounds familiar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
and it's like you can
The
just see the
laziness,
top.
just-
Yeah, you can just see the top of the shield. Oh, it's awful.
Oh.
Oh, I know what scene you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. See, the
And then we
laziness
get-
and just the steer. They're dumb sheep. They won't notice. It's fine. Like that mentality angers me so greatly because it's like you don't even have any idea and you're not even trying to do your best work. Like,
Yeah.
or if this is your best work, then you need to be out of the job.
Exactly.
You know,
Well,
like,
how much do you have to hate comic fans? Like,
Well, apparently Joss hates everyone.
Yeah.
that's
So
just the thing.
So in this next shot, so is that Silas right there?
I think so. Yeah, that
And the
is
coat?
Silas. It's the coat.
And then I can't tell what's going
Yeah.
on, like all the flashing. Is that
Oh, I
Barry?
know what this is. That was one of the pictures that Zack posted with
Yeah.
flash
And it's
with
like,
the two different flashes.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it just goes so
I thought
fast,
it
and
was
it's
like
really
him
hard to
running on
see
their
it.
heads, so to speak. It goes so fast, yeah.
Yeah, just like
But it's beautifully
the flash.
cut into the trailer, man.
And
It
can I
goes so
just
beautifully with the music. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah. And can I also
Definitely
just
has stuff he doesn't want us to know about the Flash content.
yeah, and also can I just
Yeah.
say, like, the way that Joss directed the Batmobile made me hate the Batmobile. Like, the way he
Yeah.
used it, it was just so stupid. Like, and Zack, I'm not a huge fan of the Justice League design anyway, in general, of the Batmobile, but, like, Joss made it, like, me, like, just hate it. I don't know what, like, just the way he shoots, like, everything in that movie makes me hate it. But, like, I don't know why.
It's just so like
Yeah.
everything ends up looking kind of like an action figure,
Yeah.
and that's like exactly what happened with the Batmobile. It was like a Hot Toys car,
Yeah.
and it kept running over like bumps,
And
and
look
it
at
was
this.
like
Look at
literally
this here.
like it had no shocks. Like it was just like.
No, see, and that's the thing. This one shot is so much more, and it's it's an intimidating vehicle, and
You're right,
Zack made sure that
though.
it looked like that, and Joss like didn't care.
Yeah.
So good. And then this is another one of my favorite shots.
You know, Parademons all over it. Oh.
Black suit.
This is where I learned
God.
that I can't screenshot to save my life.
Honestly, it's hard.
God.
It's hard to
Screenshot.
So if you want this shot, there it is, Danielle.
Right there.
That's gorgeous.
But,
That
oh my
is a
God,
gorgeous
I love
shot.
It is. And look how it's like a yin and yang.
And,
It's a yin and yang kind of thing too.
The yin and yang.
yep.
Look at how
Yin and yang,
inhuman
the fact that they,
Steppenwolf
like,
looks, though.
bounce off each other and it goes to
Exactly.
white with the music and
The posture,
so cool.
and
I can't
like,
wait
the
for this.
posture of his body is like a predator.
Yep.
I thought that was him being
Yep.
thrown across the way for Superman to just punch him.
I think he like.
No, he
leaped
looks
at
like
him.
he's leaping. He looks
coiled.
like he took a running leap and is like, "Hwah!" You know,
think
like
this is
jumping
bad.
in the air. To
That's
do this
such a
attack.
dramatic
and
thing.
Superman's coming up from underneath to intercept.
That's
Oh,
so
I'm so
dramatic,
excited.
but then again, it's
Yeah, it's super
apocalypse
fun.
where
Yes, it
everyone is dramatic.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the
I was
tiny
gonna
tiny
say,
little sequence. So good.
Zack, they're all dramatic.
If you're looking for not dramatic content, you need to probably find a nice soft movie to watch before this one, because
Yeah.
this is gonna be
Yes.
Ryan.
Yeah. Watch Wonder Woman. There you go.
Yeah.
So I don't really know.
Between each part, we're all gonna watch Wonder Woman as like a palate cleanser.
And then
So I
here.
don't really know much about this scene. Like, I don't really have
Just
much
gonna
to say
rewatch
about
the
it.
first one again.
Well, here they get like to contrast between this and the theatrical. Like he full on takes Parademon laser shots in this, and then in the theatrical he's like, something's bleeding.
Gauntlet.
No, he gets thrown around.
And, but this
like
is
in-
just so freaking cool.
And then this, we've seen.
Everybody stopped.
Yeah. So obviously this is where they fail, and he starts to go back in time, right?
Yes! See, at first I thought it was an explosion, and then on Tumblr somebody gifted those scenes, and you realize, oh, it's coming at him, and he puts up his hand, but then it goes over him, and he watches the change, and you realize it goes from the present they're in to the like apocalypse world, you know, to the nightmare scene basically, and it just passes over him and changes, and I am stoked for that scene.
Me too. And I'm
Oh
so
my
excited.
God.
And I'm so excited for the way that Zack directs the Speed Force too.
I heard. We're gonna get there, probably.
All right, Danielle, here you go.
Something's coming.
Oh no!
So excited.
It's so much.
It's so beautiful.
Oh,
You
it's
guys,
such a thing of
this
beauty.
made me
It is
change-
so wonderful. and
It's
It's
made me
so
change
cool.
my profile name on Twitter.
I know.
Yes, it did.
Yes,
Yes, it did.
It is who I am.
So gorgeous.
It is who I've
And it just
always
killed me.
been.
And look,
I didn't know until this moment that I was Clark Kent hugging Martha and Lois at the same time. That is who I am.
and Danielle, just look at
I
Lois.
the one
Well,
photo
my
which
husband watched
I
the trailer
define
and
my
this
whole
scene
identity.
came up and he turned to me and he goes, and it's not itchy anymore, and I was like, no, it is not itchy anymore. And then we discussed how, like, the fact that freaking Martha is just cut out of this whole reunion scene in Joss's
Yep.
version, and it was like, really?
Like, seriously,
okay, because she's not important at all.
Look how beautiful it is. Look at Lois. Look at Clark. Look at Jean. Or did
I had to keep this to myself.
Oh my
for
God!
Hours.
Like 5 hours.
Oh my god. My entire life.
I'm sure that hurt.
will not come school.
And also, Artyom, thank you so much for spoiling that trailer for us.
It was me and Dash trying to.
Like, I was
Alone.
I needed to change this to my header for so long, and I was like,
I know we both had him prepped.
yeah. I was so ready. Like, what
But you
killed
know-
me the most was like it started with that back shot of Lois. So I was like, oh yeah, like we've seen like kind of cuts of this, and like the whole like,
Yeah.
oh, is that the ring? So I was expecting the next scene to be like the close up of her again, like you know, just like showing her at the front, and then it was this, and I was like, nope. Like I almost exit out of the
That's
screen.
That's new.
Like I almost
It's
out
so
of
beautifully new.
out of just reactionary, I almost exit out of everything.
But you know what?
This field is gonna be my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yep.
Like,
Okay, so
like fuck
like-
every other set.
like,
and I love
but,
it. But this
but like
is
the thing about this scene, like what I love about this scene, but also what pisses me off. But no, let me not say that. Let me say what makes me angry about the scene. I don't want to cuss in front of the kid.
Too late, Al. Danielle already has ruined my child.
No, don't worry. I'll keep it PG now, like G-rated. But what makes me angry about this scene is that how emotional and impactful it is, but yet the scene that we got in Justice League was just him
Terrible.
and Lois, talking about talking exploits.
It was
Just talking.
like it was painful for him to shoot. It was like
Yep.
he was dragged kicking and screaming to that scene, and it was so disrespectful because they are literally the reason that whole entire universe is here. They are the reason that Zack is here. They're the reason that any of this ever happened. Lois and Clark are the reason that the DCU exists. They're the reason Joss had that freaking job, and he has the gall to disrespect them, and he has the gall to be like, oh, I'm not interested in this part. Like, forget it then, dude. Like, walk then, dude. Walk.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And then you called Ma.
Oh, no.
Here we go again.
Yeah, the jury is still out on Ma. We don't know. We don't know for sure. I'm just saying, for the record, if it's Zack, I gently disagree. And if it's Joss, I vehemently disagree. And that'll just be the difference there. I disagree no matter what.
I cannot wait.
He doesn't have a Ma in this universe. He has a mom.
Danielle,
Yes.
you and I...
And that's the
Danielle.
problem, is that every time Joss writes for him or Martha, he makes them country bumpkin morons. Like,
Yep.
they gotta be country bumpkins, because that's how we get the character out.
Danielle,
they're raised in Kansas, so obviously they're country bumpkins.
When you...
It drives me crazy.
I doubt it's Zack, because, like, you've had Clark say mom, like, a million times.
Literally,
Like,
he says
million
mom
times.
all the time.
there's no way. There's no fucking way. Like,
It's literally her name in his head.
But here's the Danielle. When the Snyder Cut releases and that episode drops, I want you to record your reaction because I need to see.
I hope that it's a victory lap around the living room, but I'm concerned that it won't be.
I just...
Knowing Zack, I bet it's like a silent scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so get ready to say goodbye to the shot.
He doesn't need to call her anything. I mean, we all know who she is. Like, there's no exposition needed.
Don't you mean who he is?
The power. The
Okay,
sheer
so
power.
is this what is this?
Yeah, that's the thing. I've always been confused as to what this.
Like-
It's a holographic projection thing that we know, but like I don't understand what it has to do with anything.
So I think
There's
this
the
is
it's called the Nazi killing.
yeah.
Correct?
So basically, I remember this. I remember it leaked. So basically, this is a scene of the history of the mother boxes. I think, and this is Cyborg accessing the mother box, and he's accessing it with his own physical appearance inside of a simulation. Sort of like how Clark was dressed in dressed in that royal shirt.
Kansas.
Yeah, like I think I read up on this. Like, this is like a tactic that some military use to like make the person that they're interrogating feel small compared to them, like putting them in their own home clothes. Just a like fun fact, I guess. But I think this scene, how he's dressed in his Gotham City University jacket, is probably the last way he saw himself before the accident, which is why he's dressed in that jacket.
Yeah, so I don't have much to say about this scene just because like
the thing that we've been talking about a lot in my household is that Zack seems to understand that in the new era, in the new world that we're in, Cyborg is
God
ridiculously overpowered. Ridiculously overpowered. He is like, honestly, he's gonna make Superman sweat a little bit. he starts being up there with Superman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. He starts being one of those godlike figures in a way that I don't think he's ever really been portrayed as much as. And I love that Zack is bringing that to the screen, and I love that we're going to have to deal with that, especially since we don't give that to black heroes.
Yeah.
Be really fucking cool. Like, it's going to be epic.
Like, I'm a god now. You're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. Like,
that was a Legend of Korra reference, in case anyone was wondering.
Oh my god. Yes.
Gene.
Sweats.
Okay. All right.
Stay on track.
Okay, so some people are saying that was King Atlan. I don't think that's King Atlan at all. I think that's just another ancient Atlantean king.
So that is a three-pronged trident. I
Yes.
just want to point it out. And the three-pronged trident, there's also one.
Yeah, near the beginning.
Justice League sign.
I think that's the one in the Justice League sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that tracks. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
don't we traditionally just like festoon the Justice League halls with like dumb memorabilia?
Yeah.
Not dumb.
Yeah.
Not always dumb. Mostly dumb. Just.
What, you don't like Batman's giant penny in the Batcave?
I actually do like his penny. I think because the dinosaur is stupid, but the penny is.
But yeah, I definitely don't think this is King Atlan, because one, it looks nothing like him at all, and secondly, I think this is kind of like what happens in Aquaman. I think this is kind of the armor that is given to Arthur, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong about that.
Nah, it's not. It looks kind of different though.
I'm not saying that the armor that he gets in Aquaman. I'm saying it's similar-ish to the one that he gets in Justice League.
Oh, yeah.
We're definitely supposed to read this as like his people.
Oh yeah. Like there's that like continuity of like the designs like being like consistent, you know.
Yeah, and I think like it'll just be another history story. And they're great, but it's it's straightforward what we pretty much know is going to happen because we kind of already got the mother box set up and kind of how it works.
Yeah. And then we got our boy Jimmy Olsen from the Superman movies.
Why was this scene cut though?
Because
Like that would have been such a badass cyborg scene.
I feel like there must be a second threat in that scene that's not Superman, and Josh got lazy. And
Yeah,
just
like
wanted-
he football
Superman
tackled
could throw a
that
car at
tank.
a cop. That would not be cool. Because, we love cops.
Yeah.
Man, I love that scene. I can't wait.
And look at Ezra here. Look at this.
Same. Look at his lips. Sorry.
He's just bringing so much Jewish energy back to these comics, and I can feel it in his bones. I don't know what it is. He just he pulls it in.
Ezra is such a cool dude. So.
Also, I love him as a mouthpiece on these films. Like, I love that, we know that he probably got to say a lot of the things he needs to say on these sets, like about, gender and sexuality and his ethnic background and shit. Like, that's important.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing too. Like, I love that he's been cast as Barry. I think I really love his portrayal. The only thing that's hard for me is like knowing that he's such a queer person, or like seeing. I can't. They should just say that this version of Barry is queer, because I have a very hard time believing that he's straight.
I mean, he can play not. He can play not. I mean, also like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter because Ezra's sexuality is obviously like. I mean, like, the essence of queer. Like, he can date whoever he wants.
Yeah.
Gender's not really a thing to him. We've kind of liberated the pronouns to the point where, like, him is correct, they is correct, everything's correct. That's awesome. But, like, we also don't want to, like, pigeonhole queer actors. And say, because, like, that's been the issue. Like, until we're really casting all the queer roles as queer, it seems like we want to, make sure that we're giving queer actors the opportunity to play non-queer roles.
Yeah, and that's a fair point. And I'm not saying that because he's queer, the character needs to be queer. I'm just saying in the way that Barry Allen, as far as we can see, has been portrayed. Maybe it's different in the way that the character is played in this version. But in the theatrical, it did seem like he plays it. I don't know.
Well, I think
theatrical
Joss
made him a big fat scaredy cat comic relief. So I'm curious to see what this actual character is going to be, because I think it's going to be radically different.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to watch this because
I'm sorry.
I'm just thinking it's going to be very interesting to watch this, especially with my wife, because she hates Ezra. I know.
Why?
Well, because she hates him because of that movie. We need to talk about Kevin. She hates him because of the choking video. She hated him in Justice League. Like,
I thought he was in Justice League.
He is, and that's my thing. Like, he did his best, but she just thinks he's annoying. She thinks he's probably a crappy person. I'm like,
he is annoying. Honestly, I don't Ezra friend.
Oh yeah,
annoying. I don't want to be his friend. I don't want to be in a room with him. I love him far, strictly. But I don't talk to Ezra Miller. I'm sorry. Sorry, Ezra. In the case who are listening, I love you. You're just too high energy for me. I can't. You gotta chill.
I hope they let him keep his long hair.
Oh yeah.
Like that's what I want for the next Flash.
That would be.
And honestly, even though obviously they ended up cutting it for Justice League, like the way he looked in BVS was so cool.
Yeah.
Like give him like a ponytail or something, like those small ponytails.
Plus, I'm always in favor of more curls.
Yep.
Danielle, we know. If anything, it might be Danielle. I think it's time for your curl intervention.
Give Clark the curls back.
I'm still thinking about the Sherlock trailer.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh Lord, no, we're not going there. We're not diverging.
Okay. We're almost there, guys.
We're almost done, and it's been, I don't even know how long we've been going on for.
Only a 2-minute trailer is fine.
2.5 hours.
Is it really?
No big deal.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Katie. Look at this.
Look at Ezra smiling. Like,
look at that goof.
At how happy Barry is.
He honestly doesn't even know what's going on here.
Yep,
everybody else is like, all right, epic time, and he's like, are we doing something? Are we doing something?
I love it.
I'm sorry, you guys are talking about this scene, and I'm here just crying.
Oh no, Jean!
I start sobbing. It's too much. It's too much. Because especially in this part of the music, the chorus starts.
It's the best part of the trailer, I think. Just the way that the music builds up to this and the final shots. Emily, hold on. No, you don't need to be throwing.
My reaction to this is just so I think so much of it is so tempered by how pissed I am about remembering exactly what these shots were used for.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. This shot, it's like, oh my god, that's so cool. Oh my god, that's the shot that he put over the freaking flowers growing in
that
die.
And the fucking Russian family, ugh.
Great, now she's glad.
Stressful.
Oh god.
I love how Henry is shorter.
I love how his chest bounces out.
Well, yeah.
It's always been that way too. Henry's physique has been very prominent in everything he's done.
He's trying to arch his back to make his chest pop out a little.
No. In Danielle's words, he's getting ready to project his big boy voice.
You guys, it's not about anything he's doing with his back. He just got them titties. He is well endowed.
Okay.
Hey, this is PG.
Oh boy, we've already had the Superman schlong discussion in the past. We don't need to go there again. I'm sorry you weren't here for that, Dash.
That's unfortunate. I wish I was there for that.
We can reenact it sometime.
Or we could just not, and I can just link you the episode in which we do it.
So, are they standing on top of the power plant?
And that's my guess.
God, who knows at this point?
Yeah, like what was the architecture of that last scene? It was so confusing
It
and
was.
theatrical. I didn't know where anything was.
Like, I thought they were overlooking the power plant, though.
Yeah, but in the thing theatrical they were.
Weird fucking flowers is what they were looking at.
And
so,
a weird
like...
purple and green fucking, like, it was stupid. I hated
I just what I love about that.
Why was it though?
What from what I remember from it is the fact that, like, obviously all the vines and stuff were supposed to be alien, and then to make it seem like it was this, like, joyous moment, it was like blooming flowers.
They were like the Disney princesses of alien vines.
Yeah, it was the most ridiculous.
Yeah, as I'm looking at it now, it's like, ugh.
But look at this perfect image here, and like, I will say though, like, I wasn't expecting like this image to just be like about them going into the flying clocks, but
they're all just getting picked up by Dad. He's got yeah.
But see, I love that, because at the end of Justice League, they're all standing there doing their quippy little stupid crap, and here they're standing there waiting for their ride to come back, and it happens to be iconic and epic. I mean, that's kind of how Zack rolls.
Yeah, another thing that I hate about that, you remember the hero shot where it's looking up at all of them?
And then the fist bump?
Yeah, the fist bump, but not just that. The way that scene was filmed, it, like, cut a huge chunk of Jason Momoa out of it.
Of course it did.
Like, it cut, like, half of Jason's entire body out of it. And they weren't even standing, like, the way it was filmed, they weren't even standing in a way where it was, like, symmetrical. And that shit bothers me so much.
Joss was just sitting in the studio and he was thinking, you know what, I haven't cut enough people of color out of this movie. What if I cut another half of a person of color out of this film? And that's apparently how that happened. Like,
I can't wait. Yeah,
it's just facts. Reporting from the source.
Mm-hmm. This is interesting.
And I was like, oh.
We cannot stop talking over each other. I'm sorry, guys.
No. It's the delay though. It's the delay in Skype. It's like you think there's a pause, but yeah.
But it's how it's always been.
And also, this is the most people we've had on the podcast since we kind of restarted, and and it's a Snyder cut. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna like. We all had to be.
Nobody's shutting up. Nobody's capable of shutting up about this.
We all get like this with Zack. That's the thing. Is that like there's just so much content. Like we don't have time to cover it all.
Yeah.
I know. All right, so
that's why you should follow us on Twitter.
Don't follow me right now. It's fucking garbage right now.
No, it's not. Hey, if you guys like Warrior Nun and the DCEU,
follow me for the fucking garbage.
I mean, yeah.
All right, so back to the actual shot we're looking at here of Ezra in the cave.
He's so cute.
Honestly, I want that Funko Pop of the maskless Barry so bad. That's like the one from the collection that I still need.
I love his terrible bangs.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Want to know who gave those?
I think.
Probably cut them himself.
Do you think he can cut his own hair from behind while he's still in the chair?
Just reached
I
up
just
and
love
like,
how he's immediately smart. I just love how he's, like, I don't know, suddenly intelligent versus,
I know.
You know, a scaredy cat comic relief. You know, he's putting this together going, you guys, like, you realize we're up against something big and we have no guarantee of winning, you know? Like, that's fair. He's intelligent. He can put this stuff together. That automatically just makes me go, okay, cool. This is a totally different Barry. We're going to get a different character.
I know. And
I buy that someone watched the scene and said, oh, okay, so he's the scaredy character.
I know.
Instead of being like, well, maybe that's exactly the actual situation, and maybe this movie's kind of epic, and maybe they really don't have, like, a snowball's chance in hell. Maybe the stakes are actually that high, and Barry's not, because I always try this word and I never get it. Nope, it's not gonna happen.
You didn't even say. You said the two letters.
I don't even know what the word is.
Catastrophizing.
Oh,
Catastrophic.
Castricide?
No.
It's a big word. Maybe he's not like, spiraling in panic, and he's actually just like seeing the situation how it actually is.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I get you.
What's happening?
What is happening?
I don't know who's watching something.
No matter what you're craving, you can hear that in the real world, because I can hear it.
Wait, what?
Al, I think you have something on TV, huh?
Do you hear Pizza Hut?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna go on mute. Wait.
Oh my god.
Guys, we're a mess. I'm sorry. If you wanted a coherent podcast, this ain't it.
No.
No.
I have a comment, but I will, once we get to the next shot, then I'll, because you need to see this entire situation before.
And then, but I do like how like Zack uses scenes from both the bunker and the cave, though, just to kind of get that like circling shot, and like it just looks so much better. And look at Ben here; he looks so healthy and happy.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize this is two different scenes.
I don't think so either. It's literally the two different. It's that weird long bunker hangar thing, and then the cave.
Yeah.
And the line too is so great. Grant, I knew we knew of the line before, but hearing it spoken finally. It's just...
How much are we gonna get of Bruce and his Brucey wardrobe? That's what I would like to know. That is one of my questions.
I don't know, and I'm so happy that Jason isn't just here just stealing stuff randomly like he is in the theatrical.
Oh my god. I try not to think about it.
And honestly, and that jacket they had him wearing that scene was ugly. I'm sorry.
His eyes.
No, they look so much better. Like, clearly whatever contacts they gave him for the reshoots are not the same as these ones.
Nope.
Which is so weird. Why would you just toss those? Like,
No, I mean, it might just be a lighting issue, because, like, a lot of these contacts, like, they look really good in certain lights, and then in other lights they look really fake, like Henry Cavill's contacts in The Witcher. So, like, it might just be the fact that, like, Zack lights his shots properly.
Yeah.
And he knows how to make his actors look good. Whereas Josh just flat lights everything and it looks awful.
Yeah, I know. And then even the
So
way
it
that
makes
they all
contacts
look,
awful.
and like everyone in the cast here just looks so good, whether it's the bunker or the cave, they just look so well. Like, it's just.
he cares about how sexy everyone looks.
I just love the fact that he can, like, seamlessly cut them, because clearly, like, he's going for that in all their group shots to have, like, the way they're discussing things, whether it's going to be the bunker scene or it's going to be the cave scene. So it, like, and the fact that he could just, like, splice those together and it does look like one seamless discussion.
Yep. So
good. Because it's, like, that just sets the tone of, like, yes, like, this is how they're actually going to be discussing things, and you're going to see them discussing things, and they're not going to be, having jokes.
And they're all characters and not archetypes or cliches.
Okay, I am back.
Yeah.
No more Pizza Hut. But I do want to say that, like, one thing I'm really looking forward to seeing. This is like a little thing, but like the scene of them all in their suits going down into the Batcave, and Barry's just talking out of his.
The door, the lift, right?
Oh yeah.
Al, what are you eating?
What? Oh no!
Sorry, I was eating.
Oh, gee. Sorry, Al.
You just assume after the whole Pizza Hut call, like, it's just.
I'm pretty sure I've eaten chips really loud on this podcast.
You have, and I gave you not shit originally because you were new to the podcast, but Gene, you know better. I'm kidding.
It's cool. I eat all the time when I'm doing podcasts on here.
See, well, it's easier for you guys. You guys can mute. I can't mute because I'm the one recording.
But I think I should just go ahead and get my own things out of the way.
We're waiting.
I forgot. Oh wait, I remember. Okay. One thing that I'm really looking forward to in this movie that I felt we didn't really get enough of is just seeing Superman in combat. Because I've always been in love with seeing Superman fight in a lot of things. And I felt like Justice League didn't really do him any justice because it was just him, like, giving half-handed punches that didn't really feel like
carrying a house.
Huh?
And carrying a house.
Basically, and carrying a house,
Oh
which
yeah,
is
in a
like,
whole apartment building.
which is like
People in it.
impossible.
With one hand.
Oh, it was one hand. I thought it was two. Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
I don't remember.
Oh no, it was 2, but it was still terrible either way.
In a way that the entire building would have broken apart in his hands.
Literally.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
like, Superman isn't Captain America. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, I hate that comparison every time someone brings up everyone brings up Captain America. It's
Superman
like,
Thor.
Right. Captain America is a man from like the whatever time period he's from, and that's why he is the way he is. Superman is the way he is because he was born in like these postmodern times. So naturally he's gonna feel certain things about he's gonna feel a certain way about certain things because he was born in a time period where those things are prevalent. Unlike Captain America, who was born like during a war.
And
Like,
that's why
so
like, I'm so
stupid.
happy just that Zack is getting to finally see his vision come through.
So I am gonna have to probably end it here in a second, but real quick, I did kind of want to get your guys' like brief thoughts on like some of the Flash panel stuff, like his new suit, and also how they confirmed that he's getting his name from the TV version because of Crisis.
Oh, that's a lot.
Are we talking about the Flash panel or just DC fandom panels in general?
I just said the Flash panel out.
Oh, dang. Dang, because I wanted to gush about one small thing that got me super excited from fandom.
You have 15 seconds. Go.
I like that Milestone Comics came back and we can finally see a live-action Static Shock movie.
Oh yes, I'm very excited for that too.
Okay,
Oh,
now.
ow! When I was talking shit. Oh no! Ow! When I was talking shit in the chat just now about DC fandom, I totally forgot the Milestone panel. It was actually good.
Yes, I am so. I was so
forgot.
happy.
It was enjoyable. It was fun to hear those guys talk, and I learned some things. So
Yeah. I was
that
so
was
happy.
redeemable.
Yes, it was really good.
Yes.
And I feel like I know you have your opinions, Danielle, but I think that like overall, except for Guns panel, which I didn't watch, never will watch. So again, real quick. So what did you guys think of all the Flash stuff, real quick?
I mean, I was excited that Christina Hodson got to talk about
Oh,
it.
I loved her on that. She was my favorite part of the panel.
Oh my god, Christina! I honestly like. That's one of the biggest sells for me for the Flash.
Oh, for sure.
Not that I wasn't excited about it to begin with, but I know there had been so many changes with the production of that and who was writing it and who was directing, like, and if it was even going to be made. But now to have like knowing that it's going to be made and knowing that that script is by Christina Hodson, like, I just don't even I'm just so excited about it, and her being on the panel and hearing them praise her script. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Just like, I mean, again, love Ezra, it's fine, but Christina's definitely like my biggest pull towards the Flash, and the new suit looks pretty cool. I wonder what it's gonna look like, obviously, when it's a proper costume, because there's a couple parts of it that I think look a little weird, but it might just be because it's concept art. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the lights, but again, it looks just kind of weird in the art, so it might look, it's probably going to look great on screen, so.
I think for me with the Flash, like I'm liking so far the concept of this movie connecting a whole bunch of other universes together into this major thing, because that's always what I had envisioned for, like, not just the DCEU but everything DC related, that it all sort of resides in one singular universe, but they're all, branched out into different categories, but they're all still connected. And I felt like that was always the one thing that I felt DC was always good at when it came to like multi-universes.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I was excited for. But the only thing that I just really don't care about is Michael Keaton as Batman in this movie.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I'm not thrilled either.
Yeah,
I'm indifferent.
I just can't get behind it. I just can't. I don't care. Like, I never cared for his movies, so it's whatever.
not in love with that either. And all I can say is, like, maybe. Sorry, I was muted for a second. We're getting dinner ready. Like, maybe if it was like oh, look, the multiverse kind of exploded, and then they run into a couple others, and he's one of them. I'm okay with that. But I don't see why he needs to have, like, we don't need the sentimentality. Let's come back and bring this guy back. No. The fact that Ben was coming back meant far more to me because, A, I love Ben, and I love his Batman. But B, like, he's the Bruce Wayne from this universe. Another one from a different universe, I don't really care that he's there. So I kind of hope it's a small little cameo or something, and that they move on because it doesn't really need to be there.
Exactly. And here's the thing: like, I feel like they initially just did that because they probably weren't thinking that Ben was actually going to come back. But now that he is coming back, I feel like something might happen where, like, Michael Keaton's role might not be as big as we thought it might have been initially. But honestly, though, like,
I'm good with that.
I hope so.
Like, I really like the idea of the multiverse because, one, having Robert Pattinson's Batman be officially on a different Earth makes me way more excited for it now than I ever was before.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, while I like the idea of the multiverse and stuff, like, I think Crisis on Infinite Earths, the story was terrible, the way they handled it. But popping around into the different universes was cool, like, seeing the old Birds of Prey TV show, seeing, Brandon Routh as Superman again, seeing, like, obviously, like, Ezra popped up in there, like, that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna lie, as a fan, I did like seeing that, but I feel like
Lucifer.
at the same...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love the Lucifer cameo. And that was before I even got into the show. But even with all that being said, I do feel that, like, they should be very careful with what they do with the whole multiverse thing in this movie. Because I don't want this to be more, like, gasoline on the fire as far as, like, fans using this as, like, oh, well, see, like, this is the universe that, we should have been doing, or, like, this is the version of Flash we should be doing, or, like, this is the Batman we should have had. Like, I'm so tired of that, and I don't want this to be more fuel to the fire. I really don't.
Yeah, just like how it was with Superman.
I wasn't so nervous about the multiverse idea until Crisis, and now I'm terrified. Because I'm not sure they can handle it responsibly, and I'm not sure that the fans can handle it responsibly. More importantly, I don't think that we can. I mean, I respect the pretension that we can create a fandom that can allow different versions of different characters to coexist. I think that is really cool in theory. In practice, I think it's going to be a lot harder than they think. Yeah. I am very heartened by the idea that Christina Hodson is in charge of this because she's definitely already handled some very complicated subject matter and done.
What's she done actually? I feel like I don't know her that well.
She's the screenwriter on Birds of Prey, and she did the Bumblebee movie, right? Am I confused?
Yeah, Bumblebee.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, yeah.
And Bumblebee was really cute. I like that a lot.
Bumblebee was awesome.
She's done some fairly complicated writing and pulled it off in a way that really got me on board. And I think that's really, I mean, I believe in her more than I have faith in most of the other folks on the project. Sorry.
Yeah, me too. And that's my thing. Like, I have way more faith in her.
Bye, Kitty. Sorry.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Kitty.
Bye, guys. You're awesome.
We're able to get you back on finally.
Bye. See you in another 2 years.
Bye.
Hopefully not.
I'll try.
But yeah, thanks again, Katie, for being here. We really missed you
Bye.
here.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Yeah, okay.
One thing I'd really like to see Christina do, since I loved what she did with Birds of Prey and really like what she did with Bumblebee, is since they're doing the multiverse, go back to the Smallville universe and just completely redo in a better way what they did with Crisis, because that was no.
Don't talk.
I have a feeling they're gonna do some stuff with. I think they're gonna go for the more popular movies. Like, me personally, I feel like it would be a treat if they did something with Constantine.
It's a possibility for sure.
Yes.
And especially because Keanu more than ever is way more like enthused to do it again. And like
Yeah.
and now that they're owning the whole
Mm-hmm.
multiverse thing, like granted, like Matt Ryan has been really good on the TV shows that he's been in, like Legends and Arrow and his show. Like he's been really, really good, and I think he's a great Constantine. I really love the Keanu Reeves movie. So if they were to come back and say like, oh hey, we're bringing this back to in whatever capacity, like whether it's like in a cameo sort of thing, or like they announce that they're doing a sequel, I'm all game, honestly.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I know how you feel, Al.
Oh yeah, for those who don't know, I'm a huge Hellblazer fan, so I got issues with Constantine, but I'll take it as is.
He's still Constantine. He's just not blonde or British. That's literally the only difference. Okay, another discussion for another time. But yeah, so like overall, like with the Flash movie, like I wasn't super into the concept art. Like it didn't look terrible, but like in general, concept art suits almost never get me excited because they never look as good as they do when they are actually made.
Yeah.
And also, just like in general, like initially I wasn't thrilled about the Michael Keaton thing. I'm glad to see Ben Affleck back. I'm glad to see Ezra's finally getting his movie made. I really was excited for Christina Hodson. Muschietti, I think he did a good job with the first It. The second It was just okay at best.
Yeah.
Mama was a good horror movie for what it was. But overall, I'm just still bitter that Rick Famuyiwa was gonna direct and now he's not.
Yeah.
That's the biggest loss to me because like that was gonna be like such a like racial injustice centered story, and it was gonna be so like accurate for the times, and yet Warner Brothers was so damn trigger shy, and they booted him off, and he was so excited. Like, do you remember how often he was posting Flash stuff, and like he was teasing Cyborg in it, and like he casted Kiersey. Like it was
so
just
disappointed when he left.
Emmy.
Like I would rather have a Flash movie with Rick than this Flashpoint movie. Like in all honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we're not. Especially because like Rick went on to do like a couple episodes of The Mandalorian, and like he did such a good job in that show, and that's a show that like it really seems like they let the directors like take the reins as far as the creative control of their episodes. So like seeing what he was able to do,
a lot of cool stuff in that.
He really did. Granted, I wasn't crazy about like the Prisoner episode, and because I know he directed that one, and like it's not his fault. It's just like I just feel like that cast of characters. I don't like Bill Burr. I think I don't like him. And just overall, I wasn't a huge fan of that part of the Mandalorian story. But the direction was not the issue. Like the way he directed those episodes was fantastic. And seeing all the potential that like he could have done such an amazing job with Flash, and Dope was such a good movie. It was one of my favorite movies of that year. It really sucks that we lost him.
Yeah.
All right, well, on that note, I am gonna have to get going. It's been about 3 hours now, and my laptop's getting close to dying, and my wife's probably gonna walk in from work anytime now. So if you guys each want to go around one more time, those of you who are still here, and tell everyone where they can follow you and see all else that you guys talk about and rant about and scream about.
Well, I'll just go quick. Because I gotta get some pizza. I'm Alex. I'm Al Speed. You can find me at AlexBLM Speed on Twitter, and I'll see you guys later.
Hey, bye, Al.
Bye, Al. Oh, he's actually like just left. Okay. Like that was really quick. So again, I'm Dash. I'm Lee-N on Twitter. That is the only thing you can follow me on.
I'm Emily. You can find me at Twitter at eQueenofMars.
I'm Danielle, and I am the Bravest Heart on Twitter and a Social Justice League on Tumblr.
Danielle, I love how every time you tell yourself or tell where your ad is, you always like wait, where am I?
I literally don't remember my usernames ever, so I have to stop and be like, who am I?
And then Jean, sorry.
Yeah, I'm Jean. I'm What am I? I'm Badjectivity on Tumblr and @DustRants on Twitter.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
It's like remembering your own phone number. Why do you need to? I don't call me.
Oh my god. This was fun. This was seriously a lot of fun. 3 hours, and I missed a good portion of it, and you guys didn't even notice.
We just carried it in your absence. We're just holding the torch for you.
But the funny thing is that like I came back, and y'all still just kept on talking without me.
I did hear you say, "Hey, what are we talking about?" And I was like, "He'll catch on. Well, he'll catch up. It'll be fine."
Alright, and then you guys can find me here at Nerdy Nick on YouTube, True Man of Steel _ or on Twitter, and then just True Man of Steel on Tumblr. Thanks, guys, for leaving me out. That was a fun time.
Yeah. I missed you guys.
I know, we miss you too. I'm so glad you're able to come on, Gene. And for everyone listening, thank you so much. This was definitely a long episode, but it's a Snyder cut, so you can't blame us. Thank you guys for listening, and until next time, have a good one.